Welcome back to Dark Skies. This is a new series, Series 8. First series. It's a bit of a prologue, but also a bit of a let's get it going kind of situation here. Um, it's, yeah, an interesting series. And we're just going to go right to the very first scene of the scenario. Zigzag, it's been quite a few days, about a week now, and you've done some moderate reconnaissance on your endeavor, your goal, what you're trying to do here. And let's gain information regarding the Sixth Street Gang and what's going on in the combat zone. Is that an accurate assessment? If it's not, and you're not sure what the goal is, we can go ahead and you're muted if you're talking at me.
How about now?
That's
Mic
better.
check.
Yeah.
You got it correct. We're
Okay.
good.
Cool. So then, if that's the case, then what I can tell you from the
Mm.
onset is that what you know is the three factions, as we discussed before, the sub factions of the Sixth Street Gang. It seems that there are two gangs that have moved into the combat zone from other locations due to tense nature in the areas that they're in, kind of unwinnable scenarios, and have decided to move into this new environment to try and take an upper hand. Effectively, it's a ceding of property, a ceding of territory, a ceding of avenues in and out of the city. And these two gangs have kind of decided that moving and maneuvering into this space would be best. Most of the other gangs have already been butchered, as we discussed. One of the three sub factions of the Sixth Street Gang, which we'll call the Wild Boys moving forward, Sixth Street Wild Boys, have been pretty much blown out of the water, gone. Lots of the small sub gangs, etc. These two gangs that have moved in, one of them you'll recognize, and the other one is kind of new to the group, but might recognize as well. The gang that you would recognize is the Red Rings. The Red Rings had always been having issues with the Joe Boys in South Night City, Southwest Night City, and they've had their clocks cleaned quite a bit. There isn't really any upward movement in that territory, so they've decided to migrate. And then the other gang, which is more of a random element and something to keep an eye out for. But heavy bozo activity is present inside of this combat zone. If you're not familiar with the bozos, you're muted if you're talking at me, David, but the bozos are a gang that physically changed their features to look like Bozo the Clown or some iteration thereof. And will do crazy shit like have their nose replaced with grenades so that when they die, they explode. Or just murder people after riding around in their AV, getting insurance calls, and then going down there, killing the person who had the insurance call, and also everybody around that person. And it looking like it's okay because it's a trauma team AV that's coming down and doing it. They're psychopaths. The most random element you can expect in this whole endeavor. That being said, the known elements have already been discussed. The planning process, the things that you've been doing kind of in the lead up, have already been discussed. The truck needs to kind of be discussed just a little bit more just to make sure we have a final pin on it. To be certain, what I got from the lot is there's a mine layer in the back. There is a pop-out side gunner seat for the gun that the gunner is wielding, or do you have a pintle-mounted weapon there?
I'm sorry, are you talking about the garbage truck?
The fragging weapon, correct.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay,
know.
cool. I wasn't sure if how far along we were in modifying it.
It's been a week at least, possibly longer than that. So it's just time has moved forward. We're still in 2046, but we're just skipping the beats of the nuance of time. I'll figure it out in the aftermath. The point is pop out side gunner seat. Does it have a pintle mounted weapon, or is it just whatever the wielder, whatever the person in the seat is wielding?
I was thinking like
How
sort
do
of
we?
a turret.
So like a pintle mounted weapon.
Yeah.
Because it'd be kind of like a swivel system, right? That's like on the chair with like kind of armor plating.
Does that sound good?
Right.
Okay. What
Now,
kind of
which
weapon?
side does it pop out on?
Ooh.
More importantly, what
Yeah.
weapon is it that you desire to be placed there. There are a couple weapons that you have in your that are accessible to you that you can just use. There's Painless, which was a unique Gatling cannon that is available. It requires 12 body to use, but it could be mounted on a pintle. You have the Tsunami Arms Helix, although I don't know if Crystal's willing to relinquish that to be mounted onto a gun turret. There is the Railgun, yet another situation where you're not sure whether that'll be something you can kind of take from Crystal or not.
I think Painless sounds like a great candidate.
Sure. And I will go ahead and check my Patreon stuff real quick and make sure I can find the stats for it.
And Striga's strong enough that if we need to take it off and do some
It would take some doing to remove.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not necessarily a priority. Striga's got.
Basically, by mounting it, the body requirement for the weapon is no longer an issue. I'm posting Painless here in the chat.
Ooh.
This was a weapon that was gifted to the crew that went and dealt with Greece by Junior of the Joe Boys. So it's not only is it a weapon that is unique, it's also a weapon that if people saw it, they might know it. It would definitely be a fuck you to the Red Rings if you roll up into their neighborhood and start mowing them down with this. It'll be kind of hilarious.
Doesn't Spotlight have that though? Didn't he
No,
take that?
Spotlight
Oh, okay.
didn't keep it. Spotlight kind of
Gotcha.
kept it with Anika's crew, and when the
I think Tark had it last I
Tark
remember.
also used it. Yeah, there was some maneuvering around. The point is it was zigzags. Despite
Oh, nice.
It's the Sisterhood of the Traveling Gun.
right, or the
Sisterhood of the Traveling. That's funny.
these are tools for you to complete your job. They do not
Right.
leave the restaurant, et cetera, et cetera. Point is you have it. If you want to mount that, that's fine. I would say it would take about a minute for you to detach it. So it's not going to be a situation where you can pull it with ease in a combat.
It's a situation where, like, as we're approaching the
You might want to remove
site,
it.
we're like, hey, remove it. We're going to get out of the car and push forward.
Okay, moving on to the next question regarding the Braggin' Wagon, just to make sure I have it right. Motorcycle carrier. The mine layer can't be on the rear if you have a bed that drops out. It'll need to be underneath the vehicle and deployed below. So you can have both. I want to make sure you understand. The mine layer will be something that's dealt with remotely, probably from the wagon, or rather the cabin of the wagon, not from the back of the vehicle. And then where the trash would have gone is now where you're basically putting storage for the motorcycle. And I would say there's enough space back there. If you wanted to, you could put a whole car in there.
Oh shit.
Possibly
Nice.
a car and two bikes.
That's a big fucking dump truck.
These were used to kind of deploy out and deal with an entire kind of area. They're very heavily armored. They're very expensive, as we discussed. Armor upgrades, it's got the Cowcatcher's fine, not a big deal. And it kind of goes in line with the armor upgrades. I would say that the whole thing all and around, with the exception, even the windows actually, would have an SP value of 30. The windows would have an SDP value of 50, and then the rest of the vehicle would have an SDP value of 100. So just so you understand how up armored this is. Now, that's not going to matter against, armor-piercing weaponry, or it could possibly be defeated by, anti-material weaponry. Large explosions might cause, repair necessity, so on and so forth. But the point is it's pretty structurally sound. And then, do you mean just, floodlights on the front?
No, we're talking about, the really bright LEDs that you that people have on the lifted trucks that you can't see.
Floodlights.
Yeah.
Basically, we flip them on. It's going to be blinding
Yeah.
and disorienting.
Yeah, that's fine.
When you're staring right into a light and it's so bright that you can't see literally anything behind it.
If you have
Halogen floodlights.
if you have
Yeah.
property out in the boonies and it just makes the sun appear, Yeah, like I get what you're saying. It's a floodlight. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely fine. So you would have three states of light for the front, normal, high beams, and then just flooded out. Do you want those to be maneuverable, like police lights?
Maybe the floodlights.
Yeah.
The regular lights don't need to.
Okay, so up on kind of like the front sides, on each side.
Or
Would
it's
be...
like a rail on the top with like a bunch of lights.
Oh, do you want to do that instead?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
probably
let's
the
So
do
best.
that.
big bright lights on top of the vehicle, and then normal high beams and low beams. Cool. I think that's all the questions I had regarding the vehicle.
Can I clarify something? Just like we have the ability to launch a car, like so we're using one side of the vehicle for the turret,
mhm.
and we haven't like clarified if anything specifically is going out the other side.
So I want to make sure you understand that's not coming out of the back of the truck. Like remember.
No, it's a side turret.
Like-
Like it's popping out the side, like
Yeah.
out, like a van door is opening, and it's coming out where the van door would open on the side of a van.
It is very much the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van, correct?
Right. My question is on the other side, because they have two sides, can we put a motorcycle launcher there and leave the back door open for a car deployment?
Okay, so
If there's
my
enough
God.
room for a
No,
motorcycle.
Okay,
Oh.
hold on, you're misapprehending me. So
Okay.
no. Two parts of the vehicle, okay, before you start
Right.
maneuvering into it. You have the cabin, which is big enough to seat 8.
Oh,
Okay.
That, the back door, the secondary door, the rear passenger door, has
Right.
been removed and been replaced with an armor like shield that
Okay.
can slot out to the side and deploy painless downwards. So
Got it.
It's
Got
not
it. I
in.
think,
it
yeah,
is not
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
garbage receptacle. The garbage receptacle has basically been cleared out of its mechanism
Got it.
and is
Yeah, it
now
was.
able to receive a car and has enough space back there for 2 motorcycles.
Can we have modified it so that we can get
cool.
into the garbage receptacle from
Yeah.
the cab?
Absolutely, that's easy peasy.
Just
You'd
Cut a
probably
hole.
lessen the seating by like a little bit in the cabin, but big fucking deal. You can carry a whole nother car if you need to.
Right,
Okay.
There's plenty of seating in the other car.
Any questions or any concerns or any clarifications needed on the fraggin' wagon?
No, not in regards to the Fraggin' Wagon. I do have a question about
what color is it?
That's your choice.
we gave it a paint job.
Well, the token's going to be green because that's what the garbage truck is. I haven't changed that.
I think it might actually be worth it to just like kind of let it look like a garbage truck for the most part. As far as like its colorization, I mean, we can graffiti and tag it as much as we want, but it'll just look like a graffitied up garbage truck.
We have a cow catcher on the front. It's not subtle.
That's fair. Like loudspeakers on the outside that play like
Giant fucking floodlights, like you're
Yeah.
not hiding in this garbage
we're just
truck.
like
Too bad you
checking
don't have a
down the
rocker
highway
boy.
playing the immigrant song.
You don't have a rocker boy. That'd have been great. Just
So I'm thinking.
Bro,
I'm
that
kind of
thinking
question-
like
Hold on.
once we finished making the. What was that?
keep going.
Okay, so once we finished like putting all the stuff on it, basically like Stryker and Striga, they had everybody come over and just have like various like spray paint cans, and there's like "Let's go, boys and girls," and everybody else. I don't want to discriminate.
And then you spray paint whatever you want. Is that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
just let everybody just like
Okay.
cover it with what you want.
Since that's a hot mess, I'm just going to move on. I know that there are 2 other people talking at the same time, so I want to make sure I get everybody there. As usual, you were saying something at the same time?
Sorry about that.
No, it's
I had
okay.
one more. I just had one question, which is, can Sugar utilize the turret just like she could use the other cannon?
So no, this turret will actually need to be manually maneuvered. However,
Okay.
a couple of things for you to note here. The truck itself can be installed with the beacon that you received from the Gibsons. So if you wanted to, instead of being in the truck ever, you could be back at Zigzag's office and you are the truck. You could also, in this time where they're working on the truck, make that deployable so that it can be removed and taken with someone else and maneuvered about. But you can also be on the scene, since I know you do have this new knack for shooting people. So you could remain in the truck, pass out the item, and still hold like base camp in the truck.
Oh, so we can take that item and plug it into another vehicle, and then Sugar can remotely pilot that one?
Remotely, like not pilot a vehicle, remotely hack. So instead of having
So
to
if like
get
we go
within-
into a building, she can hack into the security system without having to walk into the building herself.
right, or
To get
stand
the
in a
bonus
weird
of like
goofy
proximity.
spot
Yeah.
So
next
this
to a
isn't
terminal.
this isn't an item that's like in the manual, right?
Correct.
What's the? Do we have it? What's the cost of it?
It's a remote. You already have it, and you got it from the Gibsons.
Okay, cool.
It's that remote tether that you used during the Militech skirmish.
I didn't realize they gave that to us, so that's excellent. And so we can just keep that equipped,
It's in the truck.
ready to go in the truck.
Yep.
I mean, I don't really need like I mean, all I need to net run is my cyber deck. So I think the easiest thing would be to stay in the truck and if needed to send out that receiver out with whoever's going into a mission or whatever.
So a couple of things too. With that remote link up, Calvin, if you are the driver of the vehicle and you are connected to the vehicle as well, you can do minor functions and checks on the vehicle even while you're not in it, so long as you're within a certain distance, 1 mile of the truck. So if you need to know if the truck is like, still able to like drive, great, you can do so. If you need to start the truck up and get ready for kind of an escape, absolutely fine. You can't really maneuver the vehicle from a distance. It's minor, just simple checks. But if you turn the vehicle, like say you park it up on a hill and then shift it into neutral, which is a thing you can do from remote, it will roll down a hill. But it won't do anything like, you can't do like maneuvering. Go ahead,
There's room
Magpie.
for play here.
Fuck yeah. We
Yes.
just got OnStar. baby.
Hold on. Magpie.
Is there a way to get to the top of the truck from inside the cabin?
Up to you.
Like, could there be like a little ladder and a
Sunroof?
hatch?
Just a
Right.
hatch.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like it would be a good vantage point, especially now that we have a sniper rifle.
It makes sense.
But
and
There should also, I would specifically request that there be like a little bar that he can hook himself onto with a carabiner.
That's smart.
In
Yeah,
case
no
he
more
needs to be
flying
up there while it's moving.
Perfectly
Okay.
acceptable.
Yeah, that's just
Okay. So
On
He
future
learns
jobs,
from his mistakes. He's a good
On-
boy.
on future jobs, people that work with Icarus will just be like, they're always so prepared.
so I'd say this the paint party with drinking and what have you was probably a couple nights ago. The truck is ready to go. Zigzag has done all of the finality of the planning. You called who you called, you prepared who you prepared, and you readied who you readied. And the first person kind of at the scene at this point would be Crystal. And Crystal,
I do have one
Go
question
ahead.
to pose to the party.
Okay.
Purchasing a grenade launcher.
Not
Is
needed.
that not needed?
We already have one.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got that.
So, Crystal arrives at the door. You have since removed a number of folks from living at your estate, at your office. Icarus has
Office.
his own apartment, and everyone else is kind of living where they're living. So it's relatively quiet. Calvin does take up the guest room, but when he's in town. But knock, 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 and Crystal,
Yeah.
and Anika are present at the door.
Oh no.
Not Mickey.
Hey, Zigzag.
Okay.
I was expecting someone a bit how you say uglier.
Surprise.
Bonjour.
She
Come in, come in.
nods her head and kind of comes in. I heard you did well by the jobs I'd had on hold there, and thank you for that.
Did you expect another result?
I'm really confused about this whole 6th Street situation, but I have some business in Santo Domingo anyways.
So you shall be joining us, no?
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
Also,
This. We.
I think dealing with trauma is something you can do therapeutically. But my own experience, I feel like if I keep avoiding the things that I am traumatized by, it's not going to change anything. I need to get back out there and get back to
Shoot some
doing my
people in
job.
the face.
That's not really my specialty, but being around situations where people are shot in the face might be beneficial.
Watching me shoot people in the face.
It could be therapeutic. Yeah.
We all deal with our traumas in our own ways, no?
Well, it is my living. It is how I make my living, and a lot of very strange shit has happened, and I'd like to get back to the normalcy of fragging fucking punks who deserve it.
Yeah.
There's a phrase that I was told a few nights ago at the bar. They say idle hands is devil work. No?
Sure.
Yeah.
She kind of moves past you and says to Crystal, I don't think I have a piece, though.
That is fine. I believe we have several. No?
She's kind of looking around like she's looking for what you had kind of at her office, like a cabinet kind of full of the weapons. Would she be able to easily find that or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
She stayed here previously, so.
Got it. She'll kind of arm herself with medium armor jack, a couple of Wonder Nines, and shotgun. She actually takes the carnage that Pepper used.
Good choice.
We both say it at the same time,
Yeah.
I imagine. Like, as she picks it up, Zigzag and Crystal, good choice.
I would assume, with everyone kind of having been called out, Calvin, you'd probably be up and at him. And I would assume, based on past experience, energy drink in hand, Sugar would arrive first of the group. Outside of Crystal and Anika, of course. Giving you folks some time to kind of discuss amongst yourselves what's the what.
Wait, is Crystal there?
Yeah, so it's Crystal, Anika, Calvin, and Zigzag right now.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey.
It's been a while, girl.
We gonna shoot some things together?
Yeah, I'd love to shoot stuff now.
Yay! Branching out. I love it.
Maybe one day we can get you into net running.
I don't know about that. We can try.
Icarus, you would have seen the cab pull up, and Sugar's kind of hard to miss optically in this kind of area. Bright colors versus stucco walls. So you know that they're there to mosey on over. And I would assume that Stryker and Striga would kind of meet up first and then go over. Am I understanding this buddy cop situation?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I guess whenever Striga receives a call, Striga has like all their guns laid out on a table, and they've all been like meticulously taken apart and cleaned and put back together. And then Striga gets the call, and Striga's like, "Ugh, man, I've got a tough choice. Like, how many of these do I want to take with me?"
All of them.
All of them.
They'll fit in the wagon.
So yeah, they will. And actually, I think the two shotguns Striga has acquired are like mounted on the inside.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
BFFs
Icarus was
forever.
probably eating a bowl of cereal, watching Goodbye Meow Meow, and happened to see Sugar out the window and was like, "Oh yeah, it's cool." Checks his fuck, what's it called again?
Agent.
Agent. And just kind of grabs his guns and slides down the stair rail outside the apartment, and it's just like, "Yep, Here we go. Game time.
Heading on over.
Happy puppy boy.
The massive garbage truck would arrive shortly after you kind of make your way upstairs. So you're kind of up on the second level, looking down as it pulls up. After Striga gathered all the weapons, got to the garage, Stryker arrived on motorcycle, put the motorcycle into the wagon.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
And heads on over. They park. Icarus, you head on in, and maybe 30 seconds later, Stryker and Striga will enter in behind, the whole group having gathered. The table that you normally kind of sit and do your planning at, Anika is sitting in a chair that has always been there, but Zigzag understands why she kind of is sitting in that chair specifically. It's always been kind of like, Zigzag and Anika at the table, side by side, talking to the punks that they're hiring and dealing with them in that way. But
Power combo.
she is kind of going over her weapons of choice, and it seems like she's counting off rounds and kind of going through the process of making sure like she has kind of a calculated kind of rate of fire of what she wants.
Hell yeah.
And you folks all kind of gather in.
Yeah.
Icarus will spot Anika and just kind of like head over to her and just kind of hug her with one arm from behind. Because he's got guns in his hand, like trying to juggle things.
You see her kind of, like warm embrace, like kind of reach back up and kind of give you a hug.
Ruffle the hair.
And she says, I heard you fell out of a car.
He just kind of glances at Striga and he's like, yep, but I took out a car.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad Zigzag was able to keep you in one piece. Well, he kind of gestures towards the cybernetics. Mostly one piece.
I think most of that was voluntary.
It's Night City, she says.
It happens to the best of us.
Lots of folks leave a lot of them behind. Take a lot with them.
Yeah, Striga's just like in the corner with the bottom part of their mask up, like sucking on a slushy.
So, Calvin, your texts have been by yourself. You haven't really mentioned that you invited gangbangers to.
I was legit about to bring that to the table.
Okay.
So Calvin would look at Anika and Crystal and be like, "It's really great to see you guys back again. You guys came at the perfect time." Like, and would look to Zigzag and to sort of like, are they aware of the situation that we're walking into right now? Like the way
Where I have to shoot heads off, but
deal. Missy herself is also in town, and she is also down to help us. She is actually on her way now with Barbie and the gang.
Ooh.
So big guns on the way.
They are always welcome in my camaraderie, no?
Yeah, I can't even pretend to be on their level.
I would never ask it of you.
But yeah, there's more help. There's more help on the way.
It's getting kind of like crowded in here, isn't it? This is more people than I've seen in this office.
Anika.
it's fine.
Anika says, my office was bigger. She's kind of like places her hands on the back of her head and kind of like throws her feet up on the table.
This was
Is
more
or
expensive.
It was more expensive. What'd you-
Question.
What'd you say, Shijo? Sorry?
I said, oh.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Chad.
The cost of ammunition, is that per round?
It'll tell you in the book, in the basic ammunition. I believe it's per 100 for a box.
Okay.
But it should say it in the item description.
All it says is cost 100 EB, but I'm not sure. It doesn't.
Yeah, the roll 20 sheets are
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
showing the amounts that come with each
I can open.
Yeah, I'm checking myself right now.
Pepperoni.
As you kind
I
of
want to say it was 10 last time I looked.
as you're milling about, though, is there anything that you kind of want to put on the table, information-wise? Anything that you want to kind of lay out, kind of as your first kind of place of interest? And I know that
I don't know if Anika knows anything about the Sixth Street Gang. Does she have any previous knowledge of Pablo Silva or Will Gunner or Rick Morton?
Gunner's
Like-
Gunner's a piece of shit. That's really all I know. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much understanding that when we go in there, it's going to be hostile, and I'm really just along for the ride. My business in Santo Domingo is it's the best way I can kind of explain it is personal. And I'm not going to try and put it to the forefront or anything because it does sound like you have some goals that you want to achieve. Mine will mostly just be kind of a on the way out, pop by here and do a thing, you know? Is that
Does
chill?
Calvin?
Is that chill? She says to Zigzag.
Of course, I would never stop you from accomplishing a goal that is not a hindrance to my own.
Does Calvin?
Would Calvin have any valuable information to add to this? Since Daddy is also familiar with the Six String Kings.
Yeah, so you've actually done some kind of movement in maneuvering in the space. You know there are a couple points of interest, but you don't know how they'll find kind of operator function. There is a very large kind of competitive nature in Sixth Street, always has been. Typically when they have kind of like a party street, like a block party, they'll do like shooting contests, you know, fist fights, punching, kind of like, you know, stuff like that. But there is a location where if they're not doing like a big party, they're always kind of out and about, like hanging and doing that kind of shit. There's a billiards gym, and it's not too far from 6th Street. And it's you know, kind of gymnasium with like a boxing ring, you know, and lots of kind of weight training equipment and the like. I sound like I've never been to a gym, and that's true.
Right? Like I've read about them in books from my childhood.
I think I saw them in a
love-
movie one time.
Like, I know they exist somewhere.
I had an elementary school friend. He said he had one at his old school.
Every time someone says gym, I'm always like, who? And they're like, oh, gymnasium. There is a nightclub known as the Skull and Crossbones in Santo Domingo. It's kind of a seedy place, but operationally, it is a lot of different things at once. It is a brothel. It is a bar. It is a very small kind of dance location. It's no Astral Sea. And it's also a place where a lot of drugs move through. The Skull and Crossbones is mainly a location where a lot of kind of Grease's action kind of moved into in Santo Domingo. You would know that 6th Street kind of maneuvered its own stuff in there, and whatever else is getting, you know, moved through that area is unknown. If you had to venture a guess, it's probably most likely that the Red Rings have probably jumped on that because that's kind of their bread and butter, the drugs. Some people think that the Red Rings get their name because of the bright inflammation that kind of happens around the nostrils when doing doors kind of straight instead of using an inhaler. And then I would say that the red light district is probably another area that gets some you know, attention. There's a place called Party Time. Yeah, I know, really cool name, right?
The red light
God.
district.
That is kind of a place where a lot of the more graphic shit happens. As we discussed, Skull and Crossbones does have kind of a brothel element, but most of it is brain dance. Most of it is fake. There are, kind of stripper booths, but, the champagne rooms, if you will, but there's not really as much as a cubicle-like nature as Party Time has. Kind of rent a room. It has a Joy Toy in it, and you do what you want. And if you want to pay extra, you can get the Joy Toy from another room.
Okay, so
Go right.
I'm sorry to go off topic.
Yeah.
Um, I have questions
Fire away.
about.
Sounds like we're getting some wind coming from you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just wanted to. Yeah, I understand. You're.
I'm in Texas. Okay. So. Oh my god, my notes are a fucking nightmare. So, we know that Pablo Silva had an association with Danger Girl.
Now you say had like he's dead already.
Has.
We can't confirm that yet.
Okay, so it's the what do you call it? The Schrodinger's hat.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's dead, maybe he's not. We don't know. But there's a connection to Danger Girl, right?
Absolutely, he has a connection to Danger Girl.
Okay, so I guess either now or ideally before arriving on the scene, I think Sugar would have reached out to Danger Girl as like a super sneaky person that is associated.
If to kind of cut through the
whole
to cut through the red tape here.
Yeah.
I would say that you'd be able to confirm that Pablo is a contact for the Grand Arasaka overarch, and he does maneuver through Danger Girl. He may not be aware that he's tethered to the same connections that you have and employ, but he is definitely an element. And according to what you are able to gather, he was very much someone who was trying to bring the 6th Street kind of into the fold, as 6th Street is very kind of closely associated with Militech. A lot of their people were built by Militech during the Corp Wars, and some of them kind of go back and do freelance work for them. 6th Street also does freelance work for Combat Cab and such. Danger Girl was trying to kind of get some 6th Streeters who, already a good amount of money had been put into to kind of work for the Corp. That conversation has gone dark in the last couple of weeks. Keeping in mind, the time is not detailed specific, but the amount of time that they're saying is about the same amount of time it took to build the Fraggin' Wagon.
Okay. And there's no, and I imagine from what you've told me that I'm not getting any clues about his location or what has occurred to him.
He would have last operationally been contacted in the 6th Street area. You would have seen that his main location for contact was a place called Pig Boy's Delight Irish Pub in that area. It's in the combat zone.
Is it a refurbished Big Boy?
Pig Boy.
Oh,
Pig
okay.
Boy?
P-I-G. Pig Boy.
So I did a little digging.
I am Pig Boy.
And it appears that our friend Pablo was last seen at Pig Boy's Delight in the 6th Street area. What region of 6th Street?
So the 6th Street area, let's go ahead and discuss that a little bit more in detail.
Yeah.
Okay. Focusing on the combat zone, that's Santo Domingo. It's not all of Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is the whole blue area, okay? Now, when I say the 6th Street area, you'll see that there is a marker. It's a blue man there. And see how there's that one road that goes right up the middle of that kind of little suburb lot there? Like this little road right here that is being kind of all, yep.
Yeah, okay.
That's 6th Street. That's 7th Street. That's 5th Street. So you kind of have an idea of like where 6th Street is located. 6th Street's main hub and location of kind of like interest is there. And, you know, you got the Holy Church not too far away. And, you know, the rest of it's just a hot mess right now. But again, the details of that you're not certain of. To kind of put some things out on the table so that you have them, I am going to note a couple of things. Pig Boys, located there. You've got Party Time,
Party times.
located there.
Kiss lips.
You've got I've got Pig Boys already. The
Bones.
Skull and Crossbones, thank you. Which I'm going to use the same marker as Pig Boy. I'm actually going to switch Pig Boy's marker. But I will put it in the same space. But yeah, Skull and Crossbones. I'm going to use because it's a pub, but it's also an eatery. There's Pig Boys. And there was one other location of interest.
Billiards gym.
Right.
The pool/gym combo.
The gym. I will mark that with a blue normal skull. I'm going to move the sand dome marker so we get a bit more clarity. And it's this black building there. Oh, no. What the heck?
That's a huge marker.
What the
Your
heck?
gym is a bigger deal than I would give it credit for.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted at all. There you go. Okay. Everything marked?
Yes.
And then as you continue talking, we'll go ahead and put notations on those.
Sorry, what was the cocktail glass?
That is
That is
Crossbones.
Skull and Crossbones. Pig Boys.
Bar.
so then like I would assume then as these are getting added to a map, this is when Calvin's telling them about like his knowledge about the 6th Street gang. Like
Yeah.
he knows they're slightly competitive and macho. There's a lot of like in competitions. They do that for fun. They got Billy's gym where they hang out. Skull and Crossbones where they do a lot of their dealings. They got party time for party time. Is Daddy on board with Calvin's idea of like basically reclaiming the remnants of the 6th Street gang and having them be sort of like an in-city arm of the Gibsons? Because Calvin's hopes don't work if Daddy's not down.
Yeah, he's on board. Obviously, he's not able to kind of give you too much in the way of
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
resources because
But as long as they can't really be an arm of the Gibsons if Daddy, the leader of the Gibsons, is like, oh, I want nothing to do with them.
yeah, a couple of updates. Since this is the first time you kind of mentioned that you contacted Daddy, you would know that the folks who went up north to Santa Cruz with the strange tanker truck,
Yeah.
Megan's deal, haven't come back yet. Phone contact is still current, but they keep on saying that they are blocked in by a massive host of wraiths that seem to have kind of taken up the north side area between Night City and Santa Cruz.
Yeah. So do we want to go like bust a blockade?
Well, that's super far away and a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
Daddy's very capably minded and very sure of his outriders. But in the
with these gas prices,
yeah, with these gas prices too. Well, there's no gas; it's chum, or chew whatever. But Daddy's actually kind of having a fun time in the sands right now because there are really no wraiths kind of out and about on the east side of Night City. So moving shit for him is way better than it was. He's doing some gigs for some minor execs and quite a few of the friendly fixers to the family. So currently very busy, and he can't send any kind of help into the city proper. But yeah, if you can get him more bodies, some capable, trustworthy folk, then yeah, he's gonna be happy about that because he needs it right now. He's going gangbusters on this free space that he's being kind of afforded.
Wouldn't have been a problem if I took the job. Just saying.
But then we wouldn't be here with this giant combat zone.
This
to
is
explore
Calvin
and
thinking
play
to
in.
himself about like how no matter
Right.
who Daddy sends, Calvin's the best.
Fair.
So, I mean, we're probably gonna. I imagine that's the play. Is that it's like we want to get rid of Will. We want to kind of convince Pablo that his like best bet to make it out of this alive is to sort of throw in with us. And what other
Right. I think those are the two big goals, but the order of operations is backwards. I think we're better off establishing some sort of communication with Pablo if Pablo is still in charge of his faction or whoever is in charge of the faction that was originally loyal to Rick.
I got you.
Ergo Pablo. I think it's better we start there and try and make that contact, because they're likely going to want to be involved in our response to the other faction.
Quick correction.
Okay.
The people who are loyal to Rick are not loyal to Pablo. There are some people who are. But
Right.
most
Most
loyalists,
people think that Rick was killed by Pablo because of the story that Will Gunner has put out there.
correct.
Sorry.
All right.
We are working on because we talked to the kid, and
Yeah.
the kid told us that story is bullshit.
Correct.
do
And
the
I'm
six
going
streeters,
off sorry.
The media is
No, you're
more-
fine. Do the six streeters have like a network?
You mean like a network that they use, like data network?
Like that they use to communicate with each other?
No, Asians, just standard.
Okay, because I'm wondering if maybe there's some way we can get the Pablo, and then
Oh shit.
we can have Sugar plug in somewhere and sort of like live stream Pablo's side of things, and he can kind of tell his side of the story.
Oh,
I don't think I can broadcast though. I'm not a media.
I know someone who can.
That's
If that's what you
I'm
wanna
fucking
do.
talking about. So yeah, if we can do that, then maybe it could even cause some chaos. It can cause some people out, some other six streeters that are out there doing whatever to kind of, turn heel, and then amidst that kind of chaos, we can then go after Will Gunner. So then we won't just have the people that are loyal to Pablo. We might actually be able to like recruit even more people in the process.
Seems like you taking Anika says to Zigzag. Seems like you taking my jobs has made you more like me and less like yourself. Normally, when you were dealing with a situation that was inside of a closed space, you were always the person who said we need to get eyes on the inside, not the person who was thinking about what we could do on the outside. It's really interesting to see. I like how you matured in that regard, but at the same time, this is kind of a clusterfuck. I really don't think doing things on the outside is going to help us a lot.
I think it is more of a respects thing. I do not want to overstep our bounds with this provocation between the two factions. We may cut off our communication with both this way.
It's a combat
That
zone.
is more my concern.
Everybody's fucking crazy in there. They're probably killing pedestrians. I mean, it's not a polite situation. No matter what you do, you're gonna get shot at. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever strolled, but looks over at Crystal. I know you have.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fuck fest. It's gonna be nuts. So
Of course.
if that's
I
what,
mean, you can talk about all the niceties you want, but in the end, we're still going to be shooting off heads.
absolutely.
Because they're gonna be glad to shoot off ours.
I meant a
Doesn't
fuck
matter who we side
fest,
with.
like a past participle of fuck. Sorry, a fuck fest is very different than a fucked fest. Thank you for the
What?
allowance on the correction. A fuck fest implies some sort of sexual activity. A fucked fest kind of implies the place is fucked.
Like
Well, I've always-
apostrophe D.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I've always just heard of it like that as being called a fuck fest.
yeah, a
Same.
clusterfuck. You know.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe Jijo was the one turning sexual.
What?
Nothing. Side chats.
Oh, I see.
Channel stuff. Trying to be more observant of everything that's going on at the same time. Anyway,
I don't have 12 monitors, John. I can't keep up.
I do.
He does.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Sounds like you need to step the fuck up.
that setup is
Sure
still
does.
insane.
Anywho, so continue planning. Anika kind of chimes in, like it might just be a good idea to just roll on in.
Yeah, that's
That
where
is
I'm at.
true. To
You're-
be fair, I was thinking of this before I knew we had the big guns coming in from Calvin. If I knew his girlfriend was in town, fuck, we could go kill everybody in the whole
Yeah.
goddamn fucking district.
I mean, yeah.
Calvin jumps in with, I'm not worried with getting rid of the ones that were responsible for that shady shit. I'm not worried about getting rid of the ones that are going to put our lives in danger. That ones that don't want any problems with us, that are willing to change their ways, they just got to get out the way.
To be fair, they may be more willing to listen after we've gunned down half of the former members of the street gang.
You hear a very loud engine outside, kind of like swerving in with kind of like a screeching tire sound. You also hear the sound of music. It's Britney Spears' Toxic, and it sounds like it's being sung
Fuck, I
over
love that song.
by three women of varying vocal talent.
I was wondering when she was getting in.
You then hear them like take the time to finish the song.
As you should.
Respect.
They shut the car off, and you hear like kind of like a back and forth. Then you hear a lot of gunfire, like a lot of gunfire. Then you hear laughing, and they head on in.
Well, Calvin would, as Calvin hears it, Calvin would start heading towards the door.
Yeah, if you're kind of popping open the door and looking out, you would see two women in very puffy dresses. Missy in her kind of typical, like, you know, kind of poppy kind of outfit, shooting a guy to death.
Why?
Why not?
Why the
Aren't we on Zigzag's property?
Yeah. The
So-
the guy in question looks like he was carrying a gun.
Hold
Tommy just set
on.
him
Do
his
you see
guard.
Zigzag like come around and look out the corner? No, it's fine. I owed
The-
him $20 anyway.
The car in question that they drove up is a old style Corvette, bubblegum pink, beautiful, tops down, not a scratch on it, very, very nice. And the three women who kind of start making their way up the stairs, Missy, who everyone would kind of recognize, especially if they are TV focused. Missy is one of a pop group called Trick Shot. Trick Shot is kind of like it's a J-pop group that is an amalgam of singers from different environments. Missy being from Night City, Lara De Palma being from New York, 2N being from Japan, and Precious being from kind of up north, NorCal. Um, and they have a very multi-talented group, and it's a very kind of multifaceted kind of style of music that they kind of put forward. You've got somber tones, and then you've got kind of more like, just awesome fucking just beats, like, club bangers. So you would recognize Missy. She's kind of a big deal, and I'll go ahead and show that. She is kind of casually dressed compared to the other two. You see that the other two women are in very Rococo style dresses, very puffy looking skirts on these dresses, and like the patternings on it are very much just kind of bright, vibrant. On one of them, kind of like a pink colors, and the other one is very gothic, dark, and like somber. Yeah, they kind of look like how do I not have them on here? Oh, I have the dark one. She's wielding a jungle reaper. It looks like it's been kind of drawn on with like fleur-de-lises and stuff. And then add handout. Bear with me here while I fix my mistakes. Or
It's
try
fine.
to. And I have no offer of help for you.
Can you fix my life mistakes?
I am so sorry. But no. Barbie. And so yeah, you would recognize the blonde as Barbie and the brunette as Zelda. For those of you who have ever interacted with the Angelic Petty gang.
I got examples of dresses like right over there.
I believe that this one
Yeah,
is
dude.
actually a real pattern.
Yeah, that's Cat's tea party.
Yeah.
Also in the closet.
There.
Over there.
Oh, because Jared Stasi.
Yeah.
Anywho, she appears to be wielding a very experimental looking, badass looking Kang Tao submachine gun. And then Missy is wielding a shotgun, I believe. But yeah, they murdered this guy, like absolutely just turned him into a stain on the ground, and are laughing as they're kind of making their way up. And you were saying,
Calvin, please close your mouth in the presence of women. I see Rooster has greeted you with his normal charm, no?
yeah, fuck
This
that guy. He said, get out of the
is-
car, bitches. And we just said, what? And then we got out, and he tried to like flash on us, and I said, no, this is Barbie talking.
See, he has this issue where he keeps trying to...
You mean kept trying to.
Self-killed, apparently.
Sorry. It's about time somebody put a fucking bullet in his fucking brain.
I
He's a
didn't realize
fucking
he
cock.
approached everyone like that.
Zelda kind of goes,
No, not everyone. Just when he was high on lace. He was high on lace all the time, though, so it's a fucking problem.
well, at least he felt good while he was dying, said Zelda.
Icarus is literally just like sitting on the couch, just like
Yeah, they tromp in like it's limited space, and everyone very clearly notices that Missy kind of like, is putting her weapon away and very just casually going over to Calvin. And then again, this is Icarus who's probably noticing this the most. Popstar, like on all the all the shots, and she is basically like placing her hand on Calvin's chest very sensually and like kind of leaning into him, and they're kind of whispering to each other. She kind of leans and says, hey.
yeah. So Calvin was already like hero level. Now he's just like
Is he?
god level. To Icarus, just like what?
She's like, can I get a minute alone with you?
Calvin looks at the table. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, you got your little side room. Okay.
Should we put headphones on?
The two of you kind of head off into the other room.
You think
You
I
don't need to
wouldn't
describe
soundproof the walls in
everything.
my office, please, Christelle?
Um,
Come on.
Okay, Chris is
What,
just like
what
looking
kind of
at
a what
anyone,
kind of a
like,
person do you think I am?
she's
Sorry.
she's not gunning for that precisely, but there is like a pretty solid like I miss
I mean, she
you
could.
kind of like, you know, a heavy breathing, kissing, making out sesh that kind of happens for a bit there. But she says so the girls aren't just going in there to help me out or anything. They've got kind of deal that they're wanting to kind of handle on their own down there. I'm probably going to ride with them. We wouldn't mind the help. It looks like you got a pretty sizable crew going on.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we can't pay you anything. And what we're going after is probably not worth anything to you. The girl said, the Cinder Egg sold all of my dresses, so I don't have anything to kind of wear, and I'm hanging out with them. And we got a lead on something at storage facility down there in Sandom, and so we're gonna go check it out.
Got you. Is that being run? Is that being controlled by the 6th Street Boys?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, probably it's their neighborhood.
Like, we probably still align as far as like these jobs go.
I mean,
But
I don't even know what you're doing, and I think most people who willingly go into a combat zone are crazy. And she says that as she kind of like leans in, kind of touching your jaw, kind of like, you know, obviously staring at you in a very kind of like lustful way, like crazy equals yeah. For
like, is it
Missy.
work or play? Calvin can't figure out which part to put away.
That's crazy. Crazy hot.
But I saw that truck outside. Is that yours?
A new one? No.
Oh,
That we got a new friend on our team, and they did some mad work as soon as they got on.
well, it.
Driga stops drinking their Slurpee and just like waves.
Oh no, they're in a back. They maneuvered into a back room. They are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're having private time.
Yeah, they're
Gotcha.
they're.
My
There's,
bad.
there's probably not going to be a Calvin walking back into the room immediately, unless he is doing that kind of like, you know, kind of like crisscross, like hands in front of his lap kind of situation.
Yeah, it's fun. So just continuing to drink a Slurpee.
It is been a while.
Ooh, Slurpee o'clock.
In canon for Calvin's character, probably.
Yeah, it's been.
I think so.
It's been a month.
Since the race.
Yeah, it's been a month since you've seen her, and yeah, she smells better than she did last time. Like like you don't know how that happens, but like yeah, it's like you know, the absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of situation. Other things
Yeah,
grow
that's
as
what
well.
Yeah.
Nobody caught that bad joke.
I got you.
Okay, fine, good. Bad joke. It was a pee-pee joke. Anywho, as that's
Before-
happened, go ahead.
Before we like Calvin and Crystal. Blah. Calvin and Missy push things
Whoa.
further.
Freudian.
I mixed the words up. Where Calvin and Missy push things further, Calvin would be like, I can let you take my truck if you need, because that gun on the back.
Yeah, Bari wasn't
Did
wanting
some
to
good work with that.
Bari wasn't wanting to drive into a combat zone with her car. It's something she kind of holds pretty dear. Besides the fucking lace head outside, this place is pretty safe, right? Japan's pretty good. Japantown?
Yes.
Pretty good? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Then yeah, we'll probably just leave the what was the thing called back in the day, Barbie's car? It had a special name, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it did.
The Barbie Mobile? Was it just the Barbie Mobile?
I think it was
Malibu,
Barbie.
Barbie.
I don't remember.
Barbie dream car. Or something.
Barbie Dream Car, some shit like that. That's probably
Yeah.
that's what they
The
call it.
That
convertible or the
sounds right.
Corvette?
It was a
There were
Corvette.
two different ones.
Corvette.
I had one of them. It was white.
The Starvet.
Wow,
Starvet.
this is an incredibly long article on the history of Barbie's cars.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't want to dive down that hole.
At least the
There's
76
so much.
version.
There's so much lore you have to read
Yeah.
about Barbie
Fucking 50 years of history.
just to
Yeah.
understand the character Barbie.
That's funny.
Hey, there is a lot that Barbie has gone through. She's done a lot. She gets bad rap.
So,
All right, now Calvin turns into a puppy and you move on.
yeah, she's not really kind of pressing for that because this is obviously an awkward situation. If you're kind of like maneuvering in that direction, she then immediately kind of switches the stance to more of a teasing one, where she's you're not going to get much further than this, and it's annoying. But at the same time, you understand, like, there are literally people right on the other side of that door who will hear every single thing the two of you do.
Yeah, Icarus got them cyber ears.
Yeah.
But
As a
I-
nomad, Calvin is used to hearing those noises. He
Yeah.
heard all of Daddy's visitors.
No.
You heard Daddy. He is not a quiet one. I mean, he definitely is a grunter.
Not a lot of sound dampening and like canvas tents.
No,
Nah,
actually,
nah.
amplification when you're inside of like
Right.
an old storage container. Yeah,
Oh no!
And
Surround
when you
sound.
sleep, when you sleep outside right next to it.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
funnels
Oh.
right down towards you.
When it gets like loud and noticeable, that's when like Striga like slurps on the Slurpee like loudly.
They don't get to business. She
No, no,
does
no,
not. She does not want to play. She does say that after everything gets said and done, or if X catches her, then you and her should probably spend some time up at the villa and see what's happening.
Just
Um,
escape to Minnesota.
Or that. But as those conversations are happening in the back room there, back in the front room, Barbie kind of comes in and looks at Anika and says, "Hey, I heard you died." Anika kind of looks at her. Really? Barbie says, "Yeah, like the people at Astral Sea have been saying you and Grease shot each other in the face, like some kind of crazy epic duel between fixers. Shit's raw as fuck, but you're alive. What's going on?"
Yeah, Grease is fucking dead.
She looks over at you. "Yeah, I know. But I thought she was too." And Anika says, "No, I'm
No,
perfectly
because I
fine."
didn't shoot her in the face.
Barbie looks over at you. "You shot Grease?"
I
Well-
shot Grease.
That's pretty fucking raw. Like, that dude was pretty well guarded, like,
He's a greasy motherfucker.
all the time. It's too bad about his little samurai, though, causing issues after the Astral Sea got taken over by, what's his name? Blue Eyes or some bullshit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, got his ass cut up. Crazy stuff.
Is it open again?
Yeah,
Astral Sea?
yeah, it's back up.
Good.
We like to, do some dancing, some drinking there before we head back into the red zone.
Makes sense.
Anywho, we're going to the combat zone, the new one. We're gonna go
Yeah.
fuck around with that. Hi. She just seems to kind of
End
like,
up going to war here.
yeah, it
I
sounds dope.
mean, you're not.
Just need a ride, because like I don't think I'm gonna be able to like drive my car into a combat zone. It's kind of fucked up. That like people would want to shoot at like priceless treasure like the Starvat, but like people are dicks in Night City, And
That's true.
I've had to repair some small things and dangs, but I'm pretty sure combat zone's gonna fuck it like pretty bad. So
Well, we're headed up that way, so
worst comes to worst, Zelda can just sit in my lap. I know it looks like we're gonna take up a lot of space, and she kind of pats the dress, but we can push the petticoats down. It's cool.
good with me.
So and the door would open, and Missy and Calvin, after a couple of moments of heavy breathing, like calming breaths, you
Woosah.
two step and
As they step out, like Zigzag's gonna offer Missy a cigarette.
she smirks and says, "Yeah, I'll take it." Fucking lights up and looks back at Calvin with a wink.
Calvin
The
just
first one
laughs.
is always quick because the second time it will be better. I promise.
No, of course. She smiles.
Calvin just looks at the guys like, it's not true.
Barbie kind of yells over the group. So is he gonna drive us or what? And Missy's like, yeah, it sounds like you guys are planning some pretty crazy shit. Like I said to Calvin, that truck outside looks pretty fucking crazy. A garbage truck with a whole ass battering ram on the front. It's dope.
That's a cow catcher, not a battering ram.
She kind of looks at you, and you can see all three of them kind of look at you like,
Striga,
Icarus
like,
is also looking at him like, dude, what the fuck?
points at Striker when Striker makes the correction.
Let
It's
them
like,
call it whatever they want.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. Don't embarrass us in front of our cool new friends.
you see Missy kind of look over to Sugar. I knew I was gonna like you from the second I saw you. And Barbie says, "Cow catcher, cool. It looks
Exactly
raw,
like that.
and the name's kind of weird because I don't even know like what the fuck is a cow."
No clue.
They were big in Japan.
Oh,
They took good care of their cows.
Zelda goes, "Your mom, bitch," and Barbie goes, "I don't even get it." And Missy kind of like at that, and Barbie seems to kind of like not understand the joke, genuinely not knowing what a cow is.
yeah, Striga watching this whole exchange kind of like moses over to Striker and just says, "Kids these days."
BFS 4E.
They then do a Fortnite dance. I believe that's how it works.
I think the cow
Just starts
catcher's cool. Wait till they
flopping.
see it where that we can keep a car in the back.
But yeah, they would kind of like just mill into the group and not really talk up too much as you're kind of going over your plans some more.
So when are we leaving?
Well, sorry, I went AFK. Did we decide where we're going to go to first, specifically?
Not yet.
Okay. Are we going to Pig Boys?
Big Boy sounds like the right play.
And I
Because
will.
that's where our
Yeah, to go looking for Pablo.
That's definitely.
Is there any way we can like sort of reach out to them and sort of let them know we're coming to try and meet with Pablo so they don't just open up on us as soon as we show up?
Well, no, we don't know if Pablo is there. That is just the last place that he was seen.
Well, I'd hate for our first impression to Pablo to be us murdering the shit out of his guys.
does
Right. I understand what you're saying. It might be better for us to start with the people we know we want to murder, which are likely at like Skull and Crossbones or Billiards. Well, we don't actually. I don't know if we want to target Skull and Crossbones because that's likely going to be Red Rings.
also
Well,
yeah.
that will at least send the right
Does-
message to Pablo.
Does the
Right.
kid-
If we target like the Billiards gym first, or the kid is gone. Kid
Yeah, but
fucked off.
does the kid work for Will or Pablo? I don't remember.
The kid did not join a faction when the faction split. The kid
Yeah.
fucked off as soon as the fighting started
fair,
because
fair.
he was
Yeah,
not
things
ready
popped
to
off.
get
He
Because I
came
was
to
like-
us to sort of
Yeah.
lay low,
And then he lay
he
low.
kind of filled us
Yeah.
in on what was happening, and then he left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he did say Will Gunner is a piece of shit and not to believe the story
Well-
that he's spinning about Pablo.
I was just hoping since like we still have a line to the kid, and if he worked for Pablo, he could be our link to Pablo to like getting in there. But
Very double.
Well, no, he was very
Hold on,
adamant about
wait.
not going back.
Yeah.
Right. No,
And-
he left. He's gone west.
Shijo, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, so from my contact at Danger Girl, do you think I could have gotten like the agent number for like the proprietor of Pig Boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
You could have done
I-
that just like, checking it out.
yeah, like hey, okay, so I've got the contact for the proprietor at Pig Boy. I'm not really much for negotiations, so I don't know, Zigzag, you want to give him a ring? Tell him we're gonna stop by?
You have been holding out on me, Sugar.
mm,
Oh no, I just got it.
Uh, this contact is very useful. No?
You calling him?
Yeah.
You hear kind of like country music in the background. Yeah, Pig Boys.
Bonjour, mon ami. My
What
name
the
is
fuck? Shut up, Frenchie. Click.
picks up a burner phone, dials again.
Picks up. Pig Boys.
Hey, big boys. Calling in here from out of town, hoping you can help me out with some things here.
Yeah. Like to try. What, you Wraith Boy?
Nah, I ain't with them. I'm an old friend of Rick's actually from back in the day. I heard something's gone down with that old fucker.
Yeah, well, his funeral's in a couple days. But don't suggest making your way through.
Nah,
Probably gonna be a
there's
fucking shit show.
shit going on down there, no?
That's true. 100%.
Brother. Business must be tough for you. You got people hiding out in there or...
Yeah, well, we just threw on like a 20% discount on the slot buckets, and it's been working out pretty well.
Fair enough. Now, say when I was down there with Rick last time, he introduced me to a feller.
What'd you say your name
Pablo?
was again?
Me, Zigzag.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, Pablo. It's one of his best lieutenants, but he's gone kind of AWOL. Last I saw him was probably like maybe a week or so ago.
Oh, really? You see any of
His wife was in here. Oh no, she's right here right now. Yeah, she's right over there. Looks like she's bawling her eyes out. I don't give a fuck.
brother?
though.
You'd be doing me a big favor if you went and asked her to take the call from me.
I mean, kind of looks around. I kind of got to stay over here at the bar. I don't really have much help right now. Hi. Kind of yells over. You kind of hear the country music a bit more, as if like he put it next to the phone next to the music itself, and you can kind of make out something going on over there, and then you hear a hello.
Howdy there, madam.
Yeah.
My name is Zigzag. I'm an old associate of Rick's, and sorry to hear about his passing.
Well, what does that have to do with me?
I heard you're affiliated with his former associate there, Pablo. You might be his their
Hey.
spouse.
Take this. I don't want to talk to this guy, she says as she hands the phone back over, and he kind of says, can't make her talk to you. Sorry. She's heading back over to her table right now, but hey, if you want to roll on in, you're not wrong. We could use the customers. Of course, I do understand with everything being what it is, can be a little bit of a hectic scenario. But if you come in through, and he kind of explains like a route, and you could get to Pig Boys no problem without even dealing with any of like kind of the more crazy shit. Basically, he's telling you to kind of come in around and through like the back area. Yeah.
Doing me a solid with giving me this information there, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Any friend of Rick's is a friend of mine.
Always appreciated. I'll have to make my way down there sometime soon, hopefully today, but can't make no promises, with them fucking bozos out in them parts.
Yeah. I haven't seen any bozos around these parts, but yeah, we didn't be hearing about them kind of over near Billards.
Fucking lucky. I should tell you what one of them fucking clowns did to my fucking cousin.
He says, well, I kind of got the time. And if you do ramble on the story, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But he's basically kind of tapped for dialogue.
Yeah.
And that being said, with that information,
so I go back and I tell them we have a safe route into at least Pig Boys, and there's a possibility if we move now, we might. What's travel time from here to Pig Boys if we moved quick?
about an hour.
It's unlikely.
30
to
minutes if you got
catch-
enough money.
Okay.
You gotta
Uh,
bribe the cops. Well, we can get there way faster if we bribe the cops.
yeah.
Like bribing the cops is gonna cost half our bank accounts with this truck.
During the war zone, probably.
Yeah. So there's that. We now have a safe route to at least go from outside the combat zone into Pig Boys.
Sure agrees.
So is our
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it, guys.
so if we can get
Do we get the name of the owner
You had his contact information, I'm assuming.
So yeah,
that
the
was part of
proprietor
from?
the proprietor of Pig Boys is Kenneth Vicente. Oh, you don't like that one?
It's too Italian.
Those Sixth Street boys are
I didn't know you didn't like
obviously-
Italians, Shiro. I'm
No.
sorry. You little racist.
I hate Mario.
The Sixth Street gang would never go to a place run by an Italian.
He's talking from a place of white.
That's true.
You were
He's a
right,
little
John.
white
He is a
boy.
little bigot.
He is a little bit. I didn't lie to you.
Fucking, the fucking colonizer cat.
What the fuck?
He really is. He's trying to take Nalen's stuff all the time. Poor little
Yeah,
Because he's
baby.
gray.
my little
Whoa.
bigot hissed at a black cat the other day.
White cats are assholes, dude.
Did you say your little bit? Did you say
A little bigot.
I did.
Hello, bigot.
Yeah.
Love it.
She normally gives no shits, but my neighbor was like, "Can they meet?" And I'm like, "Sure." And like
That's
she
cute.
looks at him and is just like, "Ugh." Just like,
Yeah.
what is
Whoa.
your problem?
Yeah. Cats don't really do play dates like dogs.
Magpie, your cat is going to the gulag. I'm sorry.
Log to
Tasha hates all animals evenly.
To the
Unless
rock.
you're human.
the Robert Gulag.
Oh my god.
Anywho, you do have an opportunity to get into Pig Boys without kind of having to traverse unknown territory. So that avenue has been made available to you. Barbie and Zelda will notate the map marker for the storage yard that they want to go to. And Barbie will kind of like sidestep everything, kind of go to Zigzag and say, "You're the person in charge, right?"
That's a moment.
Okay. So look, we're going to be heading to this place. And she kind of points it out on the map. We're pretty sure some things we're looking for are kind of located in this kind of storage area. It's just like a bunch of old storage containers. And we kind of want to get over there and get to work on that. Very important. I mean, look at her. She kind of gestures over to Missy. I mean, she's an absolute just fright. Like, what is she even wearing?
Can't be seen in public looking like Zaps. It's
I
quite
know.
unfortunate.
Looks
If-
fantastic, just wrong dress.
If she's gonna be rolling with she's not even wearing a dress. She's wearing like a skirt and like a halter top or something. Like it's, I don't know what that means, but I
Fucking
know the
leggings.
words exist. Yeah, she's like,
Is it athleisure wear?
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. I
You
Walks
can't-
in,
you can't
walks
even
in a
fit-
business suit. You're underdressed.
you can't even fit a petticoat under that skirt. It's nuts. So the point
There's
is,
just no volume to it. I completely understand.
you need the floof.
It's important.
She says, so we're going to be heading that way. We'd like to help you with whatever you're doing. Or whatever. But if you're busy doing your thing and we're going to do our thing, the main thing is we don't really have a ride into the area. And that's really why we came. Missy said she could get us a ride into the combat zone. I know I drove out here, but I'm not driving anything into that combat zone because it's fuck no.
Okay,
Hell to
So-
the fuck no.
what if they ride in to Pig Boys with us? We bring the car with us in the back of the truck, and then when we get there, we offload
Shh.
the car.
As Striga suggesting that, she says, no, the car is not going into the combat zone, period.
No, not their car. our car.
Oh,
We
your
don't
car.
have a car.
Your car. You don't have a car. You have a truck. The truck does not
Yeah.
fit into the bed of that. No, no. Cal. I'm sorry. Are you familiar with what a Ford F-350 is, with like the dualies in the back? So you understand.
He's being all
Okay.
snippy
You
without all
understand
the
this-
info yet.
You understand the
Yeah.
size of that, right?
Okay, yes.
So like,
Bigger.
are we talking like
Calvin's truck is bigger
Calvin-
than
smart
that.
car
Okay.
or
Calvin's just gonna tap Barbie on the shoulder and be like, let him finish.
What?
Calvin's gonna tap Barbie on the shoulder and be like, wait, just let him finish. Just let him finish.
Okay.
They have another
Sorry.
car. in the
Sorry. Go
back,
ahead.
right?
I apologize for cutting you off. I thought you were talking about my car going in the comment zone. Fuck no. Go ahead. Tell me what you were saying.
Yeah, Striga looks like that's the most obvious thing in the world. Like, that's not a combat vehicle. Like,
Right.
why would you
Right.
take that into a combat zone?
You're a really smart person. I can tell by like your outfit. Like you're very much dressed for like what you do, and I assume you like murder shit like all the time. It's a very cool
He does.
fit for that, and that's
it's so cool.
that is so dope. But yeah, I mean, my car is not going to be caught dead in 6th Street area. Fucking bigots
Yeah, of
would
course not.
probably
It's
breathe
a
on it
beautiful
probably.
ride. It's a piece of art.
Absolutely, you get it. You're smart. You're so smart. What's your name again?
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh boy.
And as you two start talking, this kind of strange like circumstance arises where you start talking about like stuff, but you also are keep on looking down at her gun, which is on her like a shoulder strap. She has a very, very nice Kang Tao submachine gun, which you've never seen before. It's like experimental level of shit. And if you like ask to look at it, she will actually pull up the weapon and like start doing things that you're like, oh, what? Like you're seeing her do solo shit, and she's like showing you the weapon and explaining like it's a smart gun link. It syncs to her eyes. All of this crazy stuff, like, and you're just like appreciation.
Yeah.
Not only do you
It's like,
understand
oh,
fine
a
art,
fellow SMG enthusiast.
not only someone who understands fine art, but also someone who understands fine death machines. And yeah, it's a
Master of Death.
100-round clip. It sounds like the King Tao actually has a maximum of 10 times multiplier for its d6s. She's a murder machine.
Yeah, where
Oh
can
my
I get
God!
one of-
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going through the list of gear and I didn't see any fancy pants SMGs anywhere on that list.
Not really.
I was
There's
very
the
disappointed.
there is the DLC. I think it has some stuff in it. I'll see if I can't find that link again. Well, so Striga and Barbie kind of are talking. Zelda is very much wallflowering, very much quiet, very much like stoic. Imagine like an Aubrey Plaza kind of atmosphere. She's very much just
Oh.
like the only thing she said was like a very sharp barb that kind of like just blasted Barbie. But everything else has just been her kind of like, looks like she's kind of weighing in, waiting for the right point to kind of like say something like witty. And then
Icarus is ready for it.
Missy is kind of like not really engaged, and is standing relatively close to Calvin and paying attention to whatever he's talking about. But yeah, sorry, cutting back to your planning.
I was gonna say something and now I forgot.
Yeah, so we do have an extra vehicle they can take. We just can't haul that vehicle into the city with us. Although they are more than welcome to pile into the dually truck we have, and they can follow us into the city. So that way they at least have an escort.
Missy, overhearing that, kind of looks at you, Calvin, and says, "You're willing to let me drive it?"
Might drive it
She
better than
did
me.
let you drive her car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Striga is like strictly talking about like the tactics and like
The sec-
feasibility of the situation, and is not at all like assuming ownership of the vehicle or
Well,
anything like that.
The
So it's
second
definitely Calvin's call.
Missy kind of chimes in and says, "Well, if that's the case," and then kind of says, "Okay, let's do this. You guys have this thing going on at Pig Boys or whatever, right? And we've got this thing happening over the storage yard. We'll take Calvin's car and we'll go shoot the fucking shit out of our spot, get what we need, and then we'll be in the combat zone. We'll catch up with you on our agents once you're done with whatever you're fucking doing at that Pig Boys or whatever. And if you need some help, some backup, we'll be around. Sounds good?"
Sounds good to me.
Barbie says,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah."
Calvin has full trust in their ability. As soon as Calvin saw Missy pull up the turret and like just shred everyone in
In
that,
that bit.
yeah, Calvin was like, "Yeah, she can drive."
You can handle any controls. Take
She
the-
like and like
take the
Calvin
wheel.
wouldn't have let her do it, which is why it's great that she just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Striga's like, if this means I get to see that gun in action, yes.
Let's see. So
So
yeah,
is our
if that's the case, then they're going to kind of break off because they want to get to business pretty quick on their end. So they'll take the key. Missy will take the key. She says she won't cause any problems. She'll keep it nice and good for you.
do what
and-
you need to. Calvin would be like, "Do what you need to do." I love the truck, but life matters more. Please keep the baby safe.
And yeah, they'll kind of go off and do their own thing. But like I said, the agent for them, Barbie will actually pass hers to one person alone, and that is Sugar. She's like, I was really impressed with you, and I really like your style. I'm gonna pass you my number. You can give it to who thinks worthy. Kind of looks at Striga. They're pretty chill, but yeah, just disseminate it as you will. And if you folks need any help down there, just give me a call. We'll see if we can't roll over in your direction. But we really gotta get this dress.
Yeah, Icarus is sitting next to Sugar, just like, hey, hey.
So this
You
is
notice Sugar looking for some reason like heartbroken.
this is Barbie though. This is not Missy. Missy's the one who's the pop star. Barbie,
Yeah.
Icarus, you don't recognize her.
No,
But he likes her.
but she
yeah.
came in with Missy.
Yeah, that's true. She's okay. Yeah, Stryker would actually know of Barbie and Zelda. There's a gang that kind of deals around the areas you've kind of lived, like South Night City, called Angelic Petty. They're a poser gang. They wear Lolita fashion. They oftentimes go into the city center to find old-fashioned outlets that were Arasaka kind of run and get J fashion out of that area. They also go to like old kind of like ports or old storage areas like this one in question, looking for J fashion that never made it to the market. They are absolutely obsessed with everything they can get their hands on when it comes to what would it be? Would it be Angelic the Star Shines Bride?
Yeah.
and baby pretty sounds weird. I
Yeah.
don't
Pretty
like
baby.
that. Pretty baby.
Angelic pirate.
What's
Angelic
oh
pirates.
Alice and the
Angel-
baby?
Alice and the Baby.
I don't know.
I don't,
Anyways.
I
Well,
don't know
no,
enough
because
Lolita
Alice
fashion
and
to
the
even
Pirates
help.
is owned by Baby, so
Yeah, can't do
they're
that.
already the same.
Fair,
I
fair,
got a
fair.
question
Shoot.
for Magpie. Is Magpie trying to hit on
Wait, what?
what's his on
No.
Calvin's girl?
No.
I don't think
Okay,
Icarus,
what's happening?
I don't think Icarus is
That would be an
sexually
interesting dynamic there.
attracted to
No,
Missy.
he's just like, I seen her face
starstruck.
on the television.
Oh, he's a fan. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I picked that up
Okay,
right
let-
away. I picked that-
Holy cow!
No.
See that
Okay, he's a
angle.
fan. He's
Wow,
a fan.
that would be wild to role play.
Wait, but here's the thing: is like
Ah.
Sugar is very, very convinced that Icarus is gay. So I don't
Who
know
knows,
if he.
man? Who knows?
We don't know,
He's just a baby.
but she's gonna
Figuring it out.
assume that he wants the number because he is a super fan,
Yeah.
and not because he's trying to flirt with Calvin's girl, because that would be too much of a mind fuck.
Well, Barbie
Yeah,
was the one that
maybe-
gave the number.
Yeah,
right?
but you're not looking at Barbie, sis.
No, that's true. No, he was all like, "Holy shit!" over Missy. Yeah. So
So
Okay.
the phone number is definitely going to Zigzag first if he doesn't have it.
Got it all right. You've got Barbies from past experiences through an ego.
Okay.
I've already met and worked with Barbie before.
Okay.
And Zelda really doesn't do contacts. She, from what you gather, you've never seen her have an agent. You think she's some sort of like engineer type, but you don't know. You've never really seen her operate, other than the times where they've been in gunfights. And she mangles shit with that Jungle Reaper thing. Pretty nuts. But yeah. And Missy, you've seen Missy in combat.
She's fire.
Indeed. I think this. I'm trying to find the other DLC, but I'm also trying to run, so I'm gonna stop doing that. And hope that you can find the other one. That's one of them. There's another one that should have more Morgan's Blackhand firearms, and I think it has
The SMG.
an SMG at least. Yeah. Not these ones. These ones are stuff I. The Jungle Reaper should be in there actually. Now that I think about it, I think it's an AR though. Anywho, they're gonna part ways. That'll leave you with your crew and Anika. And Anika hasn't made clear where she's wanting to go yet, and has basically stayed pretty quiet, other than kind of like pleasantries that were exchanged between her and Bart.
Is there any
So-
chance that while they're off doing their thing, it might serve as a distraction? We could try to get in there and get our business done.
I mean, I think that's the plan. Do our business while they do theirs.
And then when action hit, and then when by the time that shit hits the fan, and we're moving to attack, they'll be done with what they got.
At least we hope.
Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Then why are we sitting around?
Yeah, let's get to it. Anika says.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
need
Let's
2
get to
minutes, please. And Zigzag gets up and goes into his office or into like his private room.
Okay.
Comes back out. You see Zigzag's got a bolo tie switched out for his normal tie. He's taken his suit jacket off and he's got a vest on. His belt buckle has gotten 3 times bigger. There's like actual boots and he's got a legit hat on. He's like,
He's staying in
He's-
character.
Oh my god.
gonna have to
Jackie
play the
Daytona.
part, brother. Tips
Now
the hat
say-
to him.
God, I love that. I love the way you delivered that.
How are you playing a bard right now?
Wait, he has a
That's
headset.
so true.
Oh
It's
no.
so true. It's so on the edgy though.
But yeah, you mount up, get into the fragging wagon, and head that way.
Gotta get on that steel horse.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
you're driving, Calvin, you would note that a lot of people are kind of avoiding your vehicle. It is definitely different, and not something that would be commonly kind of seen on the highways and byways of Night City.
Well, it ain't mine. I ain't taking ownership of it. It's not my car.
That's fine. Do you want to take the like the main thoroughfares, kind of getting out onto the open road, or do you want to kind of take the back roads and kind of
Back
maneuver
roads, baby.
Okay. Absolutely fine. Go ahead and make a driving roll for me. And as you're giving me that, everyone else, you notice that there is a lot of air traffic that appears to be going out east from Night City. It seems to be kind of like a lot of air traffic kind of pointed and directionally kind of maneuvering this way. And from what you understand, because of this combat zone, it's very problematic to kind of maneuver over that combat zone for AVs. And so they really haven't been doing that. And it looks like a lot of them are kind of heading out east. And it looks like their detour, for lack of a better term, kind of sends them out almost like they're kind of going over the Sunset Hotel and around the garbage fields and then down south from there. You would also know that the garbage fields are kind of another place where who knows what could happen. But yeah, that being said, relatively quick drive. You got 45 minutes or so. based on that 10. And you make it into the region, and you start heading towards where you would know Pig Boys to be located. It is kind of in a very lower than you're used to area. A lot of the buildings here aren't more than like 5 stories tall. You know, you can actually see the sky. It's crazy. Pig Boys looks like it's an old, like log wooden kind of building, single level, like a big dopey looking green tin roof. And out front, there's like a huge like pig that looks like it's made out of like aluminum that has bullet holes in it. Looks like the paint's cracked everywhere on it, and over top of it is a sign that looks like it's like metal with like neon kind of like set on it. The neon mostly broken. That reads Pig Boys right now because it's daytime. Who knows what lights will do to it? Come what may. But yeah, there's parking. Looks relatively tame from what you're expecting to be happening in the combat zone. But you do hear a larger increase as you're kind of, you know, stopping, getting out of the vehicle, a larger increase in the sounds of kind of strafe gunfire near and about. And keeping in mind that since the combat zone's opened up, the body lottery has been in triple digits every day since, you're pretty certain that this is a pretty hectic fucking place, and you're lucky to be on the outskirts of it. If you don't remember, the body lottery is the count of how many people were murdered in Night City, and people bet on that because
237.
Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely did not even know that was a thing. What the heck? What type of lottery is that? You can legitimately fuck with the odds.
Yeah.
You could go for a high score. It's happened before. Like, that's a thing that's
Oh,
happened
sure.
before.
Oh my god, gangs! Wow, there's so
Yeah.
many angles to something like that.
Yeah, it's nuts. But anyway, here you are at Pig Boys. Unfortunately, I don't have a good music sampling for what I want it to be. But if you've ever been to a Cracker Barrel, that's what you're getting.
Beautiful.
That's the vibe.
Oh my god.
And I mean that wholly. Like, as you are
That
entering
like
into
Kitschy shit all over the walls.
kitschy shit all over the walls.
Okay.
They're selling knickknacks and paddywhacks at the front desk there. There's like
As long as they have those little collapsible toys where you like push the thing up. And
what are
it
the
goes, like,
chocolate like, or the chocolate covered peanut butter balls called?
Oh yeah.
I forget what those
The
chocolate-covered
Buckeyes.
peanut butter balls.
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
They have a
Yeah,
real
Ohio?
there's Buckeyes. Yeah, they're from Ohio. They got those.
That's
here
what
for
a
some
Buckeye
reason.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I always.
Well, I
thought
mean,
they were
it's
peanut butter
actually like it's like a tree nut, but they
Yeah.
call these things Buckeyes because they look just like the actual tree
Yeah,
nut.
because
Buckeye.
they don't dip the top of
They
the
got
peanut butter ball in
Vans.
the top.
They
The
got
more
I
you
see-
know.
Like I love those things. I always just call them chocolate covered peanut butter.
they have
I didn't know
popcorn
they
Peanut
had a name.
balls.
that's
Yeah.
covered in all sorts of different sugary substances.
I've never been inside of a Cracker Barrel before.
well,
Me
What?
neither.
And I don't think-
Me neither.
I will ever.
That-
Uh,
There's no need.
What state are
There's
you
You,
in?
an
you
experience.
can
No, no,
dodge
no.
that bullet and
No,
live
no,
a
no. Yeah, there's
perfectly
no
happy,
need. There's
fulfilled
no need.
life.
It's, oh,
hold
I
on.
agree. It's overhyped.
Have you ever been inside of a Texas Roadhouse?
They
Yeah.
say the
I've
same
never been
thing.
inside of a Texas Roadhouse.
This man is
I
dodging
know.
bullets.
For me.
Oh my god.
I know. I know. I had a friend who was like, "Oh, you've got to go to Cracker Barrel. You're gonna love it." And I was like,
Am I?
No.
Are you
No.
really my friend?
It's like, man, to me, those
Cracker
places
Barrel
are just
is
like
the it is like the most unironic name in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
It is
god.
like it
It's
is
a barrel of
fucking
crackers.
wooden-
Yeah.
Well,
It is a wooden receptacle full of fucking white people.
to be
Yeah.
completely honest, you guys are getting ready to murder a 6th Street gang. Brad's wife would have loved murdering a 6th Street gang.
Yeah.
I knew at least one of you would know the joke. It's fine. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but Google Brad's wife.
Watch the internet historian on it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a
Internet
fucking deep cut,
historian.
man. That was a fucking deep cut. Justice for Brad's wife.
Justice for Brad's wife. So
Fucking so good.
the point is that you go into this establishment, and yeah, there is an open bar away from kind of the register area with all the bullshit. You see a gentleman who very much looks like the there's really no way to explain it other than portly, grizzled. Looks like the beard isn't exactly shaping up as he desired it to, but there's an effort there. Bit of peach fuzz, bit of weird straggling hair, some of them longer than others in very awkward spots, especially the nostrils. White hair, looks like it's cut in kind of like a military, like kind of crop cut. He's got mirror shades on just like me. Probably upper lip not too different for me, but it's got that staining, you know, like it's like white and brown, but there's like that weird kind of like yellowish staining
Yeah.
that smokers get. He's very much the guy you expect to be the person in charge at this establishment.
Like, do we have any sort of like is there any sort of like insistence or priority that everybody go inside?
Don't
No.
think we use the printer.
Because I think if you're just going inside to meet with this guy, Striga would opt to like stay outside by the truck and sort of keep an eye on things and make sure trouble doesn't roll up.
That's fair. I'm happy going in with just one solo. If Crystal or Icarus wants to walk in with me, and the rest of you can stay at the
Yeah, I'll
fucking
go
truck
in.
ready for shit to explode outside.
Sugar's like, I don't want to go in there.
No, that's why I said
Can
a
I stay in
solo.
the car? Oh.
Yeah. So before Zigzag heads inside, Striga says, "I'll wait out here with the truck and keep an eye on things." Oh, sorry. Can I you mind if I bum a cigarette?
Of course. That's
Thank you.
going.
And does that thing where Striga pulls up the bottom of their mask and like lights it.
Oh, it's pegged you for a chew person, no?
You actually see Anika kind of like at the mention of chew. Oh,
Disgusting.
I've died and been brought back, and I've had some disgusting feelings, but that. Fuck you, Zigzag, she says.
Disgusting.
There are those who do it.
It's fucking
I would have
gross.
pegged them for one, but they have surprised me.
You head on in. We've already discussed what it looks like inside. And you do see that there's the gentleman I mentioned. There are a couple other people in here. One you recognize. If you recall the Russian,
Hey.
he's sitting at the bar, kind of like head in his hands, kind of like, you know, just like looking at this big glass mug of booze, and just looks to be kind of like well within his cups. And then you'd also see that there are a couple of other people, but the crying woman over in the corner definitely marks you as the point of interest, Zigzag, from the conversation you had before. She looks like she's been here for a while and has a couple of cups and plates that haven't been cleared from her table.
Who went in with me?
Crystal, I believe.
Just
Yeah.
Crystal.
Is that right?
Just
I
just
gave
wanted to-
Crystal the net running receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calvin wanted to check in with Zigzag to be like, because
Don't you start doing it.
as a character, Calvin wouldn't know how politics work really well. So he'd be like, I'm not covering up the star.
Are you going in?
Well, Calvin was checking with Zigzag.
You stay with the truck in case we need to move. No, I have Crystal. We shall be fine.
Don't
We
be-
got this.
So the first thing I do is like as we walk in, I'm gonna tap Crystal at the woman. Keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't leave.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then without like breaking stride, in the Russian's own voice, like doing an impersonation of the Russian, I'm going to shout from across the whole like establishment at him at the bar. comrade.
Valerish. He kind of looks over at you and kind of like gets a sloppy looking smile. You fucking guy.
Been too long,
Okay,
brother.
Nandor.
What the fuck are you doing here?
I have come here to have a question about, no?
The fuck? What do you mean?
There is a word that the Sixth Street gang is broken up and wrapped for the taking. If you understand my.
Yeah, all my fucking plans would do shit. Fuck you
what
for
are
reminding me, yeah?
What are you working with these boys? No.
Rick, yeah, I was fucking working with Rick.
Oh, Rick was a good one.
Now there's a bunch of
He's-
assholes that are fucking at the storage yard and then I can't move my shit. I can't
Oh.
fucking move my shit.
How much shit you trying to move at the storage yard? I might have way of helping.
Drop it, man. You fucking do this.
Hey, this is favor from friend to friend, no? Favor
He-
come back in many ways.
Just pulled out a gun. Like, just points it at you. It's like, you know he's not gonna shoot you. You know he's being a dick, but he's like... And then he kind of like puts the gun back away and he says, yeah, fine. He looks at his phone or his agent and kind of like taps some things and sends you a text. You can see the parts that he manually typed are like gibberish, like he didn't hit the buttons right.
Yeah,
You
but he
can't-
copy and pasted something. Like it's clearly like weird spaces and missing letters, and then he copied a link to like
100%.
yeah.
And it seems to be a GPS location, which you can kind of pull up on your kind of map program on your agent, and it tells you it's the storage yard that the girls are about to go hit.
Yeah. Does it have information on which units or like are his as well?
If you kind of look at the link, it's just the GPS location of the yard.
Okay.
If you kind of ask him, he tells you.
The Russian, please give me more.
Yeah, so I've got 4 units in there and lots of shit from the homeland. What do Russians call? They say they don't. It's
Motherland.
Motherland. That's right.
Germans are the fatherland.
Yeah, I wasn't focusing on that one. There was another one that was in my head, homeland, but like that's not a thing. But he because yeah, I know
Mother Russia.
Mother Russia. That's the one. He says from Mother Russia, some things that they need to get back to operations for sub-oil. But unfortunately, my movement, this group called the Gibsons moved it in, and
Good
Rick-
men, the Gibsons. Good men.
yeah, I know you've got one working for you. But then the fucking shit hit the fan. I was about to go and get it, and then a bunch of these wild boys fucking took over that spot. I shot a couple of them in the fucking face, but so fucking many.
That is true. That is a lot of people for one person shooting face.
You want to shoot more of them in the face for me? Maybe you can get some people. I can get you money.
This is funny story, friend. I have people shooting in faces already at the storage yard.
Fucking what?
You want to hear? They're already on their way. They take fucking Calvin's truck. You see the one with big gun on the back? They're
Oh,
going to be
shit.
shooting faces the whole way fucking to the storage yard.
Fuck. Okay, well I'll just roll over there then.
I
Shit.
tell you, you don't keep contact with me. If you keep me informed, we make these things happen. Zigzag make things so much easier for you, friend.
Tell your friends. Oh, hold on. He touches his agent, plays around in it. You see him kind of like do this with it, and then kind of like cheese, and then like you can hear the ka-ching, and then he's like, send a picture to whoever you sent to go kill these fucks, and tell them don't shoot this dickhead, and I'll go over that way, and if they are done with their business, I'll just handle my fucking own shit.
I Good question. You say all your units, they're from Mother Russia. You got no, well, you have no Japanese dresses in these units?
What the fuck are you asking me right now?
That is what they are looking for, and I try to be
And then
honest
you
with
see-
you
you
as
see
friend
him-
to friend.
You see him kind of like almost sober up, and he goes, "Wait, who are these shooters that you sent that way?"
You know who they are.
Holy shit! And you see him kind of like get up and like walk out, like very serious. Like this is real. This is really
Yeah,
happening.
I
Like,
told
they're-
you.
they're-
As he walks out, I told you they'd be clearing way for you. Text me when you get free, friend.
outside in the vehicle before we move to the next conversations. Striker, Sugar, so on. Sugar, you're playing on the BRB. I just see that now. Okay, so then Striker, you are. What are you doing in the vehicle? Like, is there anything you're kind of looking out for, paying attention to?
Yeah, I'm looking out. I'm keeping an eye out for if any kind of commotion might start up from inside,
Okay.
or around the what was it called? Pig boys.
Big boys. And Calvin, you're kind of keeping an eye on like the door or the streets or anything in particular.
Yeah, I'm leaning on the grill, looking at the door.
Okay.
In case anything happens inside, I'm ready to go in.
And Icarus, are you up in kind of like the, for lack of a better term, crow's nest, kind of keeping an eye out with the rifle? Okay. And Striga, passenger side, I'm assuming.
Striga's kind of alternating between leaning against the truck and walking
Oh.
around the truck.
You're outside it. That's actually
Yeah.
really important. Okay, cool. So as you're kind of like helmet up, kind of like smoking, and then every so often kind of like gazing around, the sounds of gunfire are definitely more audible for you, kind of like outside the vehicle, obviously. Quite a big buffer the armor presents for audio outside of the vehicle. But what you kind of hear is a lot of screaming and shooting kind of coming from kind of the pathway that you came down, like the way you kind of entered in. And when you kind of look over in that direction, finishing the cigarette, tossing it away, and putting the helmet back on using, optics and what have you, what you notice is that the kind of like highway in, the kind of back entrance that you were kind of told about, is being blocked by cars that are being shot and like kind of turned into burning husks of their former self. So your your presumed escape route is being sealed behind you.
Striga,
It's
with one
well.
hand, like,
Oh, sorry. One quick point though. It's well off enough that you're just kind of looking at it like kind of off in the distance, but you're able to kind of understand the tactical gravity of what's happening.
right. Striga will sort of like start walking over to what I'm assuming Calvin's in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so Striga will
Calvin was
start
leaning
walking
out on
around
the
to the
grill.
Oh, you're what, sitting on top of the cow catcher or whatever?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were outside too. So you would also notice that.
Okay, cool. So no need to, yeah, Striga would kind of like point out and kind of explain it to Calvin, but at the same time would be reaching for their agent to text Zigzag and let them know that, like,
Okay.
hey, the road we took in here is blocked now. Seems
Okay.
like there's a shootout going on down there.
Okay. And Sugar, you would be playing with the mobile hotspot, which you sent in. You would note that there are two Nettas inside of the Pig Boys. And one of them is a very old net architecture that people probably don't even know is present. But it's not a standard net architecture. It is a direct link to the old net.
Oh.
They are separate. The net architecture for Pig Boys seems to be just a standard proprietary net architecture. It's got the turrets or the defense units, and everything kind of like logged to it. So if shit does hit the fan, you could very quickly kind of take over the defenses of the Pig Boys. But you are aware that it seems like they have 3 turrets on offer, Looks like they're loaded with 5.56 in kind of a cycling barrel setup. And it looks like they have low light infra optics on all of their cameras, which kind of survey the exterior of the building.
Okay. I'm curious about the old meta.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna jack in.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an interface roll.
Is this to backdoor in?
Yeah, it's backdoor requirement. Sorry, I should have stated that clearly.
Okay,
This one.
so I'm gonna also run Worm Plus, so it'll give me a +1.
Okay.
Oh,
Rip.
oh no.
So after trying to input kind of the series and trying to utilize the backdoor system, the Neta architecture actually blocks out on your cyber deck with that 0 that you rolled. And you actually see something that immediately kind of freaks you out. You see a handle that kind of denotes the drive and system and who it belongs to, and the name, the handle, is Bartmos. And if you don't know who Bartmos
Shit.
is,
I know who Bartmos is.
okay. And if anybody else doesn't know who Bartmos is, he is the absolute best of the best in all of the history of hackers that's ever existed.
Mm.
Okay, I sever the connection and jack
Yeah,
out.
he was the reason Chicago got blown up.
Mm-hmm. And if you kind of do some, I'm assuming you do some preening, like after disconnecting from a possibly hot connection.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you got anything on the way out.
Okay.
Okay. Back inside, Zigzag, after your discussion with the Russian, who will step outside, you'll see him kind of walking towards a very nice looking sedan and kind of drive off if nobody interacts with them outside. Probably not. I mean, looks like he's very focused on getting out of here. But inside, Zigzag, were you maneuvering towards the barkeep, the proprietor, or were you maneuvering towards the lady who has not moved yet? She's not.
So long as Crystal still has a bead on the lady, and I'm expecting her to like let me know the moment she moves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the bartender first.
Crystal, give me a human perception roll.
There it is.
Good enough. So you're not terribly fond of these kind of old timey sit down restaurants where like someone actually comes and talks to you and like, you go to the ramen place, it's fine, whatever. But like most of the time, if you're going to a place to eat, it's like a buck a slice. You want that shit. You want to be able to just walk up, grab your food out of the vendor, and just be done with it, right?
Yeah.
This lady appears to be in that weird and probably an irk that you've had before, where she's waiting for the person to come with the check. Like you can see that she's done with her food and she looks annoyed, but she doesn't look like she knows what to do, right?
Yeah. I'd let Zigzag know that. He's better at talking than I am.
That's fine. Just keep an eye on her for when she gets to check and let me know.
Well, I'm saying that she might be receptive to you getting her check.
But I appreciate this knowledge. That's a good call. So I'm gonna approach the bartender.
Okay. All right.
Howdy there, partner. I believe we might have spoke on the phones earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. Old friend of Rick's.
Zigzag, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, I called you Frenchie.
Hey, that's okay.
I kind of put
They-
2 and 2 together when you just did the switch there with the gentleman you were talking to and what have you.
Ain't the worst thing I've been called, brother.
No problem. I just kind of don't like Euro trash.
Mm.
Typically,
All right.
I mean,
That's fair.
Hey,
To be
he's
honest with you, I'm actually from North Africa, so
cool.
Wait.
So anyway, kind of gestures over. That's her Salma. And
she looked like she waiting on a bill there.
oh shit. Hey.
Don't
Hey.
worry about
Oh.
that. I'll take care of that one for her.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
He hands you a receipt. Looks
I-
like the bill total was like 10 eddies.
Bill total was 10 eddies.
Euro
I
buck,
will-
yeah.
I will give him just a flat 20 then.
Okay. 100% tip. Like to see that. Kay will be really appreciative.
Of course. And I appreciate you helping me get into the city. Looks like from the sounds as I was coming in, it's getting rough.
Yeah. That's fine. Nobody's gonna fuck with big boys. We got
Guys, stuff's too good, right?
that and we got pretty good defenses. Most people it's there's a couple places we don't do fighting around here. 6th Street's all across the board, I think we'll keep to that. Church, big boys. You aren't gonna go mess with, Militech, outposts. You're definitely not gonna go and start any kerfuffles over at Wicked Tires or Old City Team. Just places, folks know.
Of course. Some services y'all need.
But yeah. Hopefully she can help you find Pablo. I know Will Gunner's looking for him.
Of course. And one more thing. I got a crew out in a truck. I think you guys do like a family style bucket or something I can take to go.
Yeah, we can do a family style to go, no problem.
Sure, my fellas will appreciate it.
Be about 50 eddies and whatever else you want to throw on top.
Of course, same process. He
Yep.
will drop 100.
Basically, if you've ever ate at KFC, imagine that. Imagine
Yeah.
if it was that, but like it tasted fake. Like
It's like
KFC
Oh.
like they're
KFC tasted fake. Imagine fake KFC.
so like
Ooh.
they're plant-based KFC.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the but it's shaped to look like drumsticks
Yeah.
and wings.
That is hard to imagine, and I don't know if I like.
That sounds thrilling.
I mean,
Hey,
you
Chris
would-
is just like, hell yes, give.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I'd taste it.
better than
Uh,
kibble.
Well, hold on.
It
See if I
is
can
better
get
than
it
kibble.
with
Yeah.
Crystal to this lady.
no, I was gonna say, do me a favor, give the order to the lady here for me, and he's gonna nod to Crystal to just wait for the food while he goes to sit with
Okay.
what's her name? Sorry.
Yeah, she sees you coming. I don't want any trouble.
No, ma'am, me neither.
I don't know where he is. Okay.
That's sad for me to hear. Not just for my own purposes. It's tough losing a loved one.
Look, I don't need your sympathy. Okay. Just be moving along.
It ain't sympathy, it's empathy, ma'am.
Whatever pathy you want. I ain't be needing it.
Of course. Well, let me ask you questions then. Since
Not really in the mood for answering. I just need my check so I can get out of here.
sorry, it's all paid for. If you'd like to leave, you're more than welcome to. Took cares of it for you.
She nods her head and says, "Yeah, I really got to be going." And she kind of gets up and heads off. Like she kind of just brushes past whoever's in the way and just heads out. Zigzag, as you're kind of watching her leave.
as she's leaving, using the agent in his head, he's going to send a message to Striga and Calvin and like everyone out there in like a group message, like woman leaving now, see what vehicle or watch what vehicle she enters.
Yeah.
Don't make contact.
You'd also notice that there is a agent sitting on the table. Like she left her phone on the table.
Then is there a way for me to Nope, you know what? Not going to do anything with it. I'm going to send that message and grab the agent and try and meet her. Like she'll walk out the door and I want to meet her outside so they can all see me interacting with the woman leaving at that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. If the timing works, I want you to roll, because a lot's going on here. And she was kind of already had her build paid, so she didn't have to stop anywhere. She was just walking right out. So to see if you can catch up with her. Trying to think of what skill. Bear with me here while I take a look at the skills. But I do know I want to roll. It is gonna be, and it's not gonna be a high difficulty value, but it is gonna be something. These. Go ahead.
I will say that when Striga gets that message, Striga's going to move away from the truck, basically so that Striga has a better view of the whole parking lot.
Okay.
And then when the lady comes out, Striga's going to kind of like, kind of keep an eye on her. And then when Zigzag comes out behind her, Striga's going to kind of move to basically put themselves between those two and the gunfire that's coming from down the street. Like Striga's not expecting trouble, but if trouble rolls up from that direction, Striga wants to be between them and the trouble.
So that's fine. What you would note is the roll I need you to make, Zigzag, is a tracking roll. It's under awareness.
Oh, you don't want like athletics?
No, you're not running her down. You're basically trying to kind of get
Keep an eye on her.
her path. Well, you're trying to get her pathing so you can kind of.
It's a 9.
Okay. She makes it out the door before you do, and what you notice is that you're kind of like a good couple of meters away, kind of making your way through. She's kind of moved out the door in a way that you can't really yell after her. You notice that she starts to beat feet. Striga, you see her run, but you understand the reasoning for it. She comes out, she notices what you're seeing, what you and Calvin have been seeing, appears to be frightened by it, and runs towards a car. Gets into it, starts off. It is a kind of like mother of pearl, probably white before, but no longer, city car. And she kind of hops in. City cars are very kind of like CRV, or not CRV, like the little hatchback, like Honda cars, or like a Geo Metro kind of deal. Like a very personal kind of car with a limited amount of kind of carrying space. And she hops into that and spins out and just gets out of it.
Snap a picture with their agent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And Zigzag would kind of come out as the car is basically barreling off.
Striga kind of goes to meet up with Zigzag and kind of like hooks a thumb towards where the gunfire is coming from and says, looks like she was running from that. I managed to get a couple pictures of the vehicle though.
Send them to me.
Immediately just sends them over to Zigzag.
Appreciates it. Sorry. Merci.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you regroup? And if so, what are you doing after that one?
I'm assuming Crystal comes out with food and we all get back in the truck at
Yeah,
that point.
she comes out with food, but she's a little annoyed.
You get it into the vehicle. It now smells like Cracker Barrel.
Exactly. Striga's like
unfortunate.
loving it.
And Zigzag, you'd be made aware of the fact that you're kind of pathing into this place. Looks like it's being, unfortunately, it's being blocked. Do you do anything with the phone? Or the agent
Well,
run?
once I'm back in the truck, I'm going to show the phone to Sugar and ask, think you can get in and get out without leaving the trace behind?
I can try.
It's not hard. She doesn't have a lockout.
Okay. Do I need to make any rolls?
No, it's literally like imagine an iPhone that somebody doesn't have like any kind of locking on. You just swipe it open.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah.
The first thing you notice immediately is there is a conversation that's open and a number of calls that appear to have been made. And I just posted the conversation in notifications. It appears that this is going over the course of the duration of the demise of 6th Street.
So this is like a week old then.
Some of it's fresher.
Got it.
The last message from Silva was 2 days ago.
Okay, that was going to be my question.
Do we have any idea who that NCPD contact might be?
No, not on her phone.
This is not Striga's area of expertise. Like, is there any way, so since this agent is basically communicating directly with Pablo's agent, is there any way we can use that connection to try to locate Pablo's agent?
You'd have to get some pretty deep contacts in the phone company, and I don't think you have them.
No.
Datatel, I believe, is the service provider.
Do we have any contacts in the NCPD?
You did. Not anymore. You kind of burned those when you Militech. Oh, well, you didn't, Chad. Then none of that was your fault. It was everyone else here's fault.
Okay, so does Striga know a guy?
I would say no. More corpo ties and tethers.
Do we?
I think we can sort of, and I mean, please someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we can kind of surmise that Pablo has been taken or killed, right? Like Salma was supposed to go somewhere and she didn't. Or maybe she did.
Yeah, so Pablo was either intercepted or he met with this guy from the NCPD and was taken into custody.
I mean, all we know for sure is that something more important and critical happened.
Are there timestamps on the messages?
Yeah, but they're kind of like varying. Again, it backtracks through a week.
Yeah, but the latest one from Pablo was 2 days ago, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so the latest one from Pablo was 2 days ago, and between then and now, there have been 7 failed calls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know? Well, I think our only lead right now is this chick in her car.
Hold on. And where so correct me if I'm wrong, but the last place he was seen was here at the Pig Boy.
By your folk, yeah.
Yeah. And that was how many days ago
contacts,
again?
Danger Girl. 3 days ago.
3 days.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
But so he went missing to Salma a day later.
Correct.
Yeah. So something's up.
How long has it been since her vehicle left?
10, 15 minutes.
Shit.
By the time you kind of mustered through the phone and all that.
Is there location data on the phone?
On her
Got
phone?
maps or some shit? Yeah.
Okay, so
Can
we
we
might be able to use that to
see-
find where she's staying.
Correct. Kind of what my thought was.
Or at least where she's been.
Right.
Okay. So looking at the scenario here, looking at the map too, you'll note that Pig Boys is pretty close to the outskirts of the city proper. It's not technically out of the city, but it could be considered that. If there is another place that they're referring to outside the city, your best bet or your best guess is it's probably south.
Mm.
Now, is that back the way we came in?
No.
Okay, that's
It's
good.
further in.
Yeah, you'd probably, because again, the way you came in, you just kind of popped on this state road here.
Mm.
Kind of came in through that way. So she probably would have, hopped on that, and based on what you can see, she tried to, but then saw what was going on and went a different direction.
Mm.
So your guess is that it's probably somewhere on the 101, which is that main thoroughfare that goes straight down south towards SoCal.
So I think if we decide to go after her and we manage to track her down, our pitch to her should be if you want to get out of the city to go meet up with Pablo and see if he's still alive or see if he's there, your best bet is to roll with us because we're in our vehicle. We're more likely to be able to get out of the city safely. Alternatively, I don't really have a whole lot of information to go on. I mean, we could just go to the other side of the coin and while we're in this area, go after Will Gunner.
The other thing too is, I don't think Sugar would think this or say this, but I think a good way to, if we want to like keep her as a contact and a source of information, is to say, we want to help you find your husband. Right? Like, I think that would motivate her to like
Yeah, we
talk
probably
to
should have
us.
led with that, but at
Yeah.
the same time, we were trying to find him and we didn't realize he was missing.
Right. We
She
thought
didn't
she'd be.
really know who we were, so
Well,
she
yeah,
had
and we didn't know
plenty of
that.
reasons to be suspicious.
We didn't know that he was missing to her, too. So, I don't know. I mean, Sugar would be down because Sugar is definitely like like she doesn't really give a shit about the whole like recruiting people for the family, like whatever, gives a shit. But she is interested in connecting with Pablo. So that would be her interest would be to like follow up leads that will lead to Pablo in some way. I don't know what other folks are thinking.
Crystal's just thinking about shooting Gunner's head off.
Well,
Chris is thinking about the weird fake chicken.
if you were looking for Gunner directly, you could just go ask where he's at. I mean, probably not too
Yeah.
hard. And in all honesty, you probably have a good idea already. The kind of central hub for this place is that holy church, and that is there.
And that's probably like what?
It's like
15, 20 minutes away.
Sure. Barring you kind of being stopped and assaulted, but you'd also note that the Holy Church is kind of like 6th Street Central. Like it's their main kind of, the Holy Angels Church is kind of like where they
like their second hub.
Yeah, and it's like sacred ground for them.
Yeah, we should just crash this fucking truck through the front door.
No.
They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, surprise, motherfuckers.
I vote
At
for
least
this
do it through
option.
the altar.
If you
Okay,
want to do that,
Before
we
we
can do that.
before we like go Kool-Aid man into their church, is there any way that like while we're driving around, Sugar can like pinpoint a location where like we're pretty like to be pretty sure about where Salma is staying.
I want to answer your question, but I do have to throw this joke out. So break through and be like, "Oh yeah, the blood of Christ."
Yes,
Oh god.
exactly. Now with 10
Oh.
times more sugar. Oh yeah.
Now
And
with
then-
10
Oh
times
my
more
God.
blood.
Kool-Aid
Oh my
turns
God.
into the blood of Christ. And he's empowered. But
There's
no,
a TikTok about like whether or not it would be kosher to like drink the Kool-Aid Man.
I
What?
mean,
It wouldn't be kosher.
I don't
Um,
think so.
more than
Why?
fair.
Also gives me nightmare.
But that said, you have no idea where she's staying or what she's doing. So far as what you have is her phone, and some information on it. It seems like most of the conversations are just kind of before times and
Mundane.
not so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mundane stuff between her and some other people who may or may not be alive. There are no reliable leads there. They're to Sugar, they would look like very clear dead ends. Like
Got it.
people who are
Okay.
in the gang already or dead because they were on the wrong side of it when shit hit the fan. So
Oh, that sucks. So there's not even any like Sixth Streeters we can shake down for more information.
not that you can see. I mean, if you want to shake down some Sixth Streeters, there's some right up the road fucking with those cars. Like, all you have to do is pick a fight. Or if you want to go to a place and pick a fight, I don't suggest the Holy Angels Church.
Yeah.
But live your best life, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to say to your face that driving the truck through the Holy Angels' front door is a bad idea.
Which truck?
The garbage truck.
The
gar-
garbage one.
The garbage truck. But I feel like you know in your hearts if it is or isn't.
Right.
I mean, we can shoot him in the parking lot,
Well, how about this?
but
Let's
just not in the church.
do one thing at a time.
Okay.
We've got some Sixth Streeters real close. Let's go like tie them up and punch them in the gut and see what else we can get out of them.
Oh, Crystal's not punching them in the gut. She's shooting their heads off. I think that's
We need
clear.
information.
Well, they can give us their information before they get their
die.
head yeah,
Oh,
before they get their
well, no,
head shot off.
No, we can punch them in the gut first, Crystal, and then afterwards you can shoot them in the
Yeah.
head. But we
Right.
do need a little information out of them first.
We can get a handful of survivors.
I've been working with Crystal for a long time. She very rarely does not shoot them in the head.
Jesus
Actually-
Christ.
Unless
no,
I'm
always
told
shoots
not
them in the
to.
head.
Jesus Christ.
Unless I'm told not to.
Yeah,
Give
we
it
get a
some
handful of them
sometimes.
alive. We kill a couple of the survivors just to show the rest of them we mean business. Crystal and Striga can make a game out of it.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. It's fun.
We can leave one.
That's fair. We do have this big fucking truck. We can go shock and awe some fucking gangers, eh?
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Anywho, yeah, if you want to just drive up the road, it's kind of a one-way kind of this up to this, and it leads to a street that kind of moves up to the on-ramp up
Okay.
onto that.
So before we head out that way, just to review real quick. I think we had one solid lead and we watched it drive away. We still have the phone, but I think as far as we know, was that just like a cursory examination, or did Sugar do like a real deep dive into it?
Deep diving into it, the only information that's worth noting.
That conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if you the only material you're really getting out of Pablo, like backlogging beyond those is like sexy conversations, pictures of his dick, and like just weird healthy husband and wife shit.
Yeah.
So we can go bust up those Sixth Streeters down the street and maybe shake them down for some more information, or we could try to not necessarily reach out to the NCPD, but try to maybe take an angle of approach there to try and figure out who his contact was, and maybe we can pick up that lead and get some more information there.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, they're not gonna do anything. No, I get what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, we're not going to be like, hey, this guy's in trouble. You should help. We're going to be like,
He did
hey,
a crime.
hey, do you know what we're fucking talking about? Cool, spill the beans, or we're going to spill your guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is Zigzag's only real contact there is no longer active.
Due to Militech shenanigans, yeah.
Okay, so
No.
what if we can get a hold of an NPPD vehicle?
We just like steal one? Is that what you're
But
suggesting?
for
I
So
mean,
then
if we
that
can get a
they,
sounds-
hold of, like, I'm not sure what kind of like network they have or database they have. I'm assuming, like most police vehicles, they have some sort of like internal database that they have access to. That might be something we can pursue. And I mean, that's not necessarily something I say we go straight for right now, but if we see an opportunity.
okay, I mean, Sugar will make a note, right, about like exploring police data
Yeah, I'm Striga's thinking
somehow.
out loud.
Yeah, but
Like, we have very little information to work with, but Striga's trying to like extrapolate that and
yeah.
create opportunities.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there are a couple of cars and a couple of six streeters over by a burning car. It definitely looks like they are taking turns smashing a man's face into the curb. They've kind of stopped doing that as they've been doing that for a while and appear to be just kind of standing around smoking cigarettes. One of them has pulled out his penis and is pissing on the corpse of the man. Yeah, this is all happening just about 3 blocks down. If you'd like, you can drive up on them in the big old garbage truck.
Flash the lights, blind them, then run them down.
Yeah, it's daytime, so like the lights aren't going to do
Oh, okay.
as much, but yeah.
That's
They won't
fine.
be able to look in our direction.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can still work with this.
You'll get their attention, that's for sure.
Who's
Shock
driving?
and awe, boys. Shock and awe.
Is Calvin driving?
Calvin should be driving. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
usually best.
I don't
Yeah,
have to. Striker could drive.
I can
Or
not as well as Calvin, but
Chris-
I can drive.
Crystal or Sugar could drive.
They can also drive.
No.
Sugar literally does not know how to drive.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I believe the curse of that was joked about.
Lady drivers.
Lady drivers die.
Yeah.
So do we
Girl, that's
okay,
why I
we
don't
can have
drive.
somebody sitting in the passenger seat, maybe roll the window down so we can get some gunfire there. You can have somebody in the side turret. Is the platform for the side turret, is that big enough for like another person to be out there too?
No.
Okay. Or can they be inside the vehicle and like shoot out through the opening?
No.
Okay.
Icarus can go up.
The hatch.
We got the hatch on the top.
The other side of the truck.
That too.
Okay. So just so I have it, Icarus up on top. Who's in the sidecar?
I mean, if no one else really wants it, Striga can
Okay.
get on that big ass minigun.
The other open available firing platform is the other side, so the left side of the vehicle. Crystal, are you in that position?
Sorry, repeat that.
So there's the pop-out pintle-mounted thing on the right side of the vehicle.
Mhm.
On the left side of the vehicle is kind of like a you can roll the window down situation or open the door a little bit and get a firing position from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
like that one. The
oh,
left.
what weapon do you have kind of out and about?
I think we'll have just our assault rifle
Okay.
out. We're not bringing out the big
Cool.
ones yet.
Sounds great. And then anybody else have anything that they want to be doing in this process? Like, does someone sitting shotgun and using a weapon out the window there? Like, you can't get much of a shot there because painless.
Did we agree? Did we agree that Calvin is driving?
Yeah.
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 Okay, then Striker will be in
Shotgun,
shotgun with the
I-
shotgun.
With the
Actually,
shotgun.
I would say
With the shotgun.
I would say you wouldn't be able to shoot out to the front because if you move out that window and try to fire forward, you're literally in the firing arc of the Gatling gun.
Question. Would Stryker be opposed to waiting in the back on his motorcycle in
Oh.
case we need to deploy him to track something or like do something? Be like,
Yeah,
we have the
I'm-
motorcycle geared up and ready to launch out the back. Like, if I don't think the best spot is shotgun in the shotgun because, like you said, he's going to be blocking the turret.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So like, have him like shotgun mounted on the front of the motorcycle, just like ready to press the button. Let's go.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
I am.
If Striga's getting on the on painless, can I reset my combat awareness?
Yeah, you can absolutely switch your combat awareness positions for the solos. Go for it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like getting onto the, getting comfortable and ready to pop out and start shooting that gun, Striga's going to put all their combat awareness points into precision attack.
Okay, sounds good. So you're going to be moving up on them, and you're basically going to get like a full like volley of shooting at a decent range, any range you want to choose. So like perfect shot, positioning as you're kind of just driving in their direction with this garbage truck. Before they even really get to like retaliate, you're kind of getting the jump on them.
So whoever the toughest looking or whoever has the biggest gun, that's who Striga's going to be shooting at.
All look the same. like
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
it almost looks, for kind of a real world analogy, it looks like someone just dragged them out of a U-Haul. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a bunch of fuckheads.
They're lesbians? What?
No.
They're a bunch of Idahoan neo-Nazis.
They're very corn fed. Yes.
Should I just throw an assault rifle on my character sheet?
Yeah, if you have one, or you
No,
can.
I mean for painless.
Yeah, you can, and then you can update it with the stats for pains, which are on that primary thing there. But yeah, you should be able to see that, I think. Your tokens aren't on the board. They're not needed yet. Actually, I'll go ahead and put them out there so you can roll initiative clearly. While that's happening, also make sure your hit points are at full. If you still have damage, you shouldn't. And apparently some of the token math didn't save, but that's cool. Zigzag, you are also there. And Sugar, you are also there. Let me fix Striga's token, which for some reason does not have indicators. And I would like for everyone to, mainly just to keep us in order as we move through this first volley. It does look like there's at least one of them that's in pretty decent cover. Okay, kind of behind the car. The rest of them look like they're pretty available targets, just out on the street. One of them is kind of just, smoking a cigarette. The others are kind of talking. One of them pissing on a corpse, and then finishing that business. Then they're just being dickheads. Yeah. That said, everybody rolled initiative, yes?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll go ahead and order those. And I'm going to switch the music up a little bit. I believe this is a good one. I'm wrong. It's not good for a fight. I want this one. Okay, great. So Striker, Calvin, Striga, you are on the same, but solos have priority in my game. So solo, you are first. And as I said, the truck is driving. You can be at whatever distance you want to be when the engagement starts. So if you want to throw your assault rifle down and have that kind of be like an indicator, look at where it would be, that's fine. So go ahead and just make an assault rifle attack. And are you doing so? Oh, you have to. Make sure you switch the auto fire notation on the assault rifle because painless doesn't fire outside of auto fire.
So how many attacks is that?
1.
I also have a +2 to hit because of my combat awareness.
Okay.
So it's an 18.
All right. And what range value did you take the shot at?
I'm not sure.
So
I'm
gonna help. I'm gonna help you.
Want to make a recommendation?
I'm gonna help you out with the understanding. It drops the range value in yards, and you can see the difficulty value where it lessens and increases. So do you see
Right.
how at
There's like a
13 to 25, it's like the sweet spot? So
Right.
how many meters are you away from them when you start unloading?
Say
This
15.
is in.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm fixing that now. That's
Let's
my
say
fault.
15 meters.
I can't do the math, John.
I couldn't either. I don't expect anybody to have to. So it should be
Like we're
meters
rolling up on
now.
them, and then that side panel opens up, and the turret just.
So you said 25. You're gonna start loading, dropping it.
Sure you don't want one.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're basically kind of bulldozing through those barricades, and that's where you start to.
Yeah. So it's like as
Right
the
there.
like barricades fly past the vehicle, like the cow catcher throws them up, and then the side opens up, and Striga pops out and swings around and opens fire.
Okay. And so, with that shot, the difficulty value was a 17. You only beat it by 1, which means only 1 round hits into the target as you spray, dealing 7 damage.
If you hit, you roll 1d6 for damage and add 1d6 to the damage for each point you beat the DV to hit your target.
So you beat it by 1.
Okay,
You're talking
so
about
it's
for painless?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to add all that to it, so
No worries.
I guess that 2d6 I rolled is fine.
Let me see. And it cannot make aim shots. When fired, painless consumes 20 bullets. You roll 1d6 for damage and add 1d6 to the damage for each point you beat the difficulty value by. I see. So this one actually doesn't do a multiplier. Got it. So you already rolled 2d6, and that's fine. That's perfect.
Okay.
That was the main difference, because this one has there's no scaling. So it does 7 damage to the target.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure how to implement all that to the
No
weapon.
worry. So standard round hits the person. Looks like their Kevlar armor, not very heavy, kind of takes it in the chest. You see him kind of grunt in response. But as we're still moving through the bang, bang, shoot, 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 25 meters is the distance we're at. Striker, you're in the back on the bike. Calvin,
Yes,
you're driving the vehicle, so don't worry about actions. On timing, you'll go last. For some
Okay.
reason, you're on here. Oh, I see what happened.
I accidentally rolled again. I was trying to move my sheet and it wouldn't let me go.
Yeah. I also didn't clear the board before. 1 second. Oh, man. I have 15 minutes to do this. Okay. I'm removing all turns. Simply. I'm going to add them back here in a second as I'm working through the process. So there was only one other shooter or 2 other shooters that were capable, Icarus and Crystal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then the 2 of you can pick your targets and take your shots.
Okay. I want this top one.
Okay. And then any calls or anything like that you want to take for the shooting, make sure you designate those before taking the shot.
I'm going with precision attack on. I'm keeping the precision attack on mine.
Plus to your attack roll, yeah.
Yeah. And we gonna shoot for the head. Fuck it.
All right. 24 meters is the target. 25 meters is the target. So 15. That will be a solid hit to the face. Scoops that person's head clean off. You see the pink mist blossom out from where the face was, and the body drops to the ground.
That's how we do it, boys.
And then Icarus, your target.
All right, so we are going to do precision attack for 6 points, and then we are targeting this dum dum here.
Okay.
We're just gonna go for a center mass.
All right. What you get?
23.
That'll hit. Center mass. That will wound. Point out the one again, please. Sorry. Okay. The one that got hit before.
Pointed at this one.
Yeah.
And double 6.
And go ahead and give me the bonus damage die. 2d6.
And it's just 2d6? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that shit.
Oh.
And hold
No
on.
bonus.
Bear with me here. Critical injury effect. Critical body injury. Submit. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Crushed fingers. Basically, yeah. You shoot them. They kind of raise their hands up to kind of block with their Kevlar kind of like gauntlets. The wound goes through, and you can see like the force of the blow kind of causes their fingers to kind of break outwards in a really horrific kind of manner. Let's see. Who am I? That's it. So let me just get the initiatives right here on the board. Calvin had an 18. Crystal had an 11. Striker had a 18. Striga had an 11. Right? And
So,
Calvin, you were on 18. How are you on here?
It's because my sheet got stuck and I accidentally clicked initiative again.
No. I
when was
erased
moving.
everybody. There shouldn't have ever
Oh.
been another U on there. You're at 18. Okay. And then Zigzag, you're on 9. You're on 12. Oh, I see. 9 was the tracking. Got it. And then Icarus, you are on 14. And Sugar's on 8. I think everyone's on the board. Sending.
Mhm.
Top of the initiative, it goes Striker in the back, so just remaining, and Calvin. You can move the vehicle at top speed if that's what you were going, which I assume it wasn't because the firing platform would be kind of off.
Yeah.
But if you're moving the vehicle at kind of like a casual pace, you can move a total of 50 meters in any direction you'd like.
I mean,
Well, no, it's sorry, in one direction forward.
Yeah,
Fucking
I'll
run
go-
down.
I'll move only 10 meters forward.
Okay, so you're slowing it down.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear the air brakes kind of as it kind of moves up. All right, Calvin done. Icarus, you're up. The firing platform is absolutely sturdy.
Alright.
The vehicle,
He's just gonna keep going at this one.
well, it should be 10 meters closer now.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be a total of 5 squares.
I can't move it.
I got it.
Okay. Is that too close? I was trying to keep us at good assault range, assault weapon range.
Yeah, it's solid.
Sweet. I was like, God, do I have to reverse it? How embarrassing in the middle of a gunfight. Like,
Put it in reverse, Terry.
I was just about to sing Missy Elliott at you.
is it worth it?
Okay, so at 16 meters, I think that hits.
You are firing, and
Center.
yeah, that'll work. And that'll kill. Dropping this individual with the second shot. Okay, and that's it for Icarus. Zigzag, you are up. Just staying inside of the car, not doing anything.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Striga, you are still out on painless. You can fire away.
Yep. Firing at that one.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
man, I can't roll worth shit.
So
My
imagine
last roll was a 2.
you're firing at the first one and you're kind of clipping high, right? Kind of hitting him in the shoulder just a little bit. And then you kind of pull the gun down on the pintle and you're trying to move it into him, but he's already been floored. Like you see the bullet hit him as your next kind of like round kind of hits the body as it's falling. But as you're kind of trying to maneuver it to the next person, the pintle dips and it causes you to shoot the ground in front of you. And you just watch this long kind of streak of bullets kind of arc out towards that person, but not at that person.
I like how he always looks like directly into the
At the
camera.
too.
Have you ever
He's like, he knows what he's doing.
You've seen the Matrix, like where they shoot like the bullet around Neo and Neo's not hit for some reason, but they were like planning to do that. Imagine if you were doing that and there were no agents in the room, but you were trying to shoot Neo. That's what happened. Crystal, you're up. Firing platform on the
Alright.
opposite side. I would say because of angling, the one that's directly kind of center here
This one.
is
this
probably going to be a hard shot, but these two are fine.
Yeah, I was gonna go for this back one anyway.
Okay.
And we're going for the head again because
Okay.
we're in a head shooting mood.
That'll miss. Just a clear shot off into the background. It goes to them. These two here move and kind of get behind the vehicle. This one kind of sliding across the hood of the vehicle. And as they kind of get down there, you can hear them drawing weapons. Their action is pulling their weaponry. This one gets
Cowards.
into this car,
Coward.
and their action is to start the car. This person's action is to move towards the car, and their action is opening the car door. They can't get in yet. Sugar, you
I
are
ran the car.
up, but there's really not much like to engage with here. Not really much of anything. No, there's really no angle. Striker, you're still in the back. Calvin, you are still at the wheel. Because you kind of moved to a stop, it's going to take a bit of a process to speed it up. I would say the most you can move at this 0 to movement is another 10 meters if you were to start going.
I'm start going again.
All right.
All 10.
And are you heading towards either of the two cars
The-
or?
The right car.
Okay. Obviously, this changes the firing platform for everybody, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, babies.
Icarus, you are a bit more point blank at this, but it is your go.
Let's see. He would be able to fire over the car, right?
Yeah,
From
from
on top of the-
your elevated position, the cover is not as good.
Okay. So he'll go for this one. Alright.
Get down from there.
We'll go for a headshot because
Okay.
that feels like it makes more sense given the cover. Like just go for the highest point. And then he still has the precision attack on, so wow. Cool.
You folks are doing great. Right out of the box.
Bad luck.
Okay, yeah, that's just a swing and a miss. That's what that is. All right, Zigzag staying in the car. Striga on painless. It's pretty much point blank for this person here, which again isn't going to be very good. But you can go for it.
Does it look like we're about to ram the car?
That does appear to be what the goal is. Yeah.
Okay, can I use my action to pull the mount back in?
Yeah, absolutely. So you just reseal the door. Okay.
Yeah, because we're either about to have bodies or a vehicle or both flying around outside.
Got it. Crystal.
So, yeah,
From
we
your
got goes and pops back into the vehicle.
From your firing position, you really do not have an angle on this car or the person outside of it. This car is wide open, but they're behind
Yeah.
cover. If you go for a headshot, you have no problems though. Their heads are popped
Yeah.
up over it.
I'm going. Oh, we are in headland right now.
Yep.
Headland.
We are ahead of the situation.
I'm not going to comment on that. It is funny to me, but for reasons I won't explain. You take the shot.
Do they need explained?
Apparently not.
19
All of
plus 2, so 22.
22, and then the target number for this range is 16
Was
meters. We're in sweet spot land. That is going to be exactly enough for a headshot to hit, and that is going to be enough damage exactly to kill. Scooping another head clean off,
Beautiful. That's what we like.
and the ganger who was next to them pops up with a pistol.
Uh-oh. NCPD coming for us.
As an ambiance.
Gotta bribe him.
Pops up, and you can see that she has brandished, or he's rather brandished a heavy pistol that token serve. Yeah, but we'll shoot the pistol out towards Crystal. Because of your position, you have a decent amount of cover. The pistol is firing back at you at 15 meters, was it? 16 meters.
16.
So that is a 20 to hit. That's going to miss with a 16 to roll. Yeah, just a single large, hand cannon of a pistol pulled up and shot at. And it looks like after they fire it, they drop down further into cover, almost going like full prone. So they're no longer visible, except to Icarus up above. Road gangers are... the one in the car does not wait for the other one to get in, just hits it. And it looks like it was kind of already in a position to go this way. And it looks like it kind of speeds off a good 10 meters in that first bit. It looks like it has a pretty slow acceleration, like from 0 to number, but it looks like once it gets going, it'll probably be able to outpace the garbage truck. All right.
Fucking cowards.
Those
It goes
cowards.
to the sugar.
And like Crystal's also like yelling at them.
Now,
Fucking cowards.
now that the painless has been put away, the window for the passenger side seat, whoever was sitting in the passenger seat, could be opened and used to, or could be fired out of. I don't know who was in the passenger seat though.
I think that was Striker.
Yeah.
I remember.
Striker's in the back
Striker.
with a
I'm in
motorcycle.
the back.
Oh, right. No one was in it then.
Well, I guess if it was on occupied street, it could have moved to the passenger seat.
Well, that didn't happen. Where was Sugar sitting in the vehicle?
She would have been in the back seat.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it is unoccupied. That's fine. That's me checking to see where people were seated.
So does that mean I can get into the passenger seat?
If you want to kind of like crawl over everyone, Sugar's dainty, could easily do so. And if you want to take a shot with your pistol, this person's like right there and is visible. This person is absolutely not visible to you. And the person driving away is very, very hardly visible. Who is your target?
My little buddy right here.
Okay, that hits.
Oh, that name. It's great.
And that'll do a decent amount of damage.
It's the Good Night Meow
Meow,
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 Nova Model
Nova Model.
757.
Mm-hmm,
I love
Great.
the emojis that are with it.
Exactly.
That's it. Solid shot. Flips him. Sugar done. Striker up. Are you doing anything special?
Are they gonna tell me that this car is trying to speed off? Would they have told me?
That's up to the team.
I mean, Crystal's
Calvin.
yelling at him, calling him cowards. So, I mean, take that with what you will.
Yeah, and you can hear through the middle door because remember you're connected. So
Right. Yeah. Then I'll like I don't know, pull the lever to lower the thing so I can just drive out.
Okay, your action will be pulling the lever. All right. Striker done. Calvin.
Pull the lever!
Do I not get movement?
Oh no. You get movement. But your vehicle does not. Moving your vehicle is an action.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, dropping the door is the action, and then moving the motorcycle is an action as well. However, the motorcycle is very, very fast. Like, even just starting
Gotcha.
up, it's going to move 30 meters. So,
Cool.
like, it's zippy.
So
Um,
are we trying to wipe all these guys out, or is our objective to try and take some of them alive?
Who knows? Let me focus on the beat for beat, because we are running right at time here. Let me just make sure we can kind of get to a solid stopping point. Calvin, truck, are we trying to hit? Because it's not gone yet.
Yeah. Forward, right.
Make a driving roll.
And we got it.
That's good enough. So you can see this concrete kind of blockade here.
Yeah.
It's like a divide, but you also can see that your truck could probably fit between like that and this corner here.
Yeah,
this
baby.
blockade doesn't look as sturdy, and you feel like if you hit it with the bumper, the cow catcher at the right angle, you can kind of knock it out of your way and then like kind of slide it while you're moving as you kind of pass through, hitting this kind of street light pole and then slamming into the side of the car.
Can we
I need you to roll 20d6, please.
also run over the idiot?
26.
Yes.
Oh my god! So clearly
How do-
our best gun is a fucking truck.
How do I type that out?
I think that's always been.
You can type.
Backslash R 20d6. Backslash R space 20d6.
Backslash R 20d6.
Okay. So as you kind of hit that first part, the thing you don't notice, but the action filmographer who is filming this as a movie does catch, is that the guy who was standing out there who just got clipped with a pistol and is trying to kind of move aside doesn't, and just absolutely gets creamed by the vehicle at this speed. It's not moving fast enough to just like obliterate him, but it is moving fast enough to cow
Bounce
catch
him like
him.
a pinball.
And he falls down. But the top portion is caught by the cow catcher, and he's ripped in half.
Yeah.
As you're moving, with that guy's top portion, which I'm assuming still had sensory kind of function, it is then sandwiched in between the side of his friend's car and your vehicle, absolutely obliterating the top portion.
Emotional damage.
It hits the car.
Emotional damage.
It hits the car hard enough, it causes it to spin out and slam into the barricades on the other side of the road. The driver appears unconscious. That being said, Icarus, you have a perfect squared line shot up on this person's head. You are currently in precision. Do you want to take the shot?
Hell yeah.
Alright, just one shot to the head, please. That's gonna hit dead on. Yeah, you scoop his head clean off. As you look at the aftermath of the situation, as everything kind of stops, you hear the bike kind of like drop out, and Stryker kind of look out and see that the car has been creamed, and you all kind of gather yourselves, knowing that the person in the car is probably alive. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and close out session 1 of Series 8. We'll see you next Tuesday for the actual first session, because this is a prologue. All right, thanks for watching, Liz and Dick, and see you then.
Yay.
Bye.